Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to another exciting, fun-filled evening of racing here at Antioch Speedway. I'm Wiley Wade up top, along with me, my broadcast partner, Joe Peterson. Joe, welcome to the Surface of the Sun, also known as Antioch Speedway here today.
Oh yeah, it looks like we're going to have another great day of action. It's been Wednesday night, I believe, last time we were here, so short week, but looking forward to get back to the dirt track. Always looking forward to get back to the dirt track.
Tonight we got the Wingless Sprint cars in action, the Delta Dwarf cars, the Super Stocks, the Tri-State Pro Stocks, and the BCR-A Midgets. A little bit of a miscommunication on the BCR-A side, and so we only got like 3 of their cars here tonight. One of them's a micro midget, I think, 2 midgets or something. And so they're going to be running an interesting format. They're going to run a 6-lap challenge dash, as they're calling it. And that will be putting the smaller car out front. The other 2 have to work around, see if they can pass her. She's going to be lighter, of course. And then they'll have a 16-lap feature race coming up. We also have the Wingless Sprint cars. You see those out on the racetrack right now. Tim on the camera. Thank you very much, Tim. Over there, showing you all the action. Doing some mud packing and hot lapping right now for the wingless sprint car. Shannon Newton, our 2019 champion, has missed the last couple races. His daughter Mackenzie's car, the 17N, had blown a motor. And so they've been fixing that. They got it repaired and they're back out tonight. On the Delta Dwarf car side, not having the Wagner race team here, as they're down in Bakersfield, of course, as Danny is competing in the California IMCA Speed Week competition last night, tonight down in Bakersfield.
Yeah, their final night out there in Bakersfield. Usually they bring quite a few cars out here for the Delta Dwarf cars, but unfortunately they will be missed tonight.
And not only that, are they on the Speed Week this week? Danny comes home tomorrow, takes the modified out of the hauler, puts the dwarf cars in, and they're going to Montana for a national event where the dwarf cars coming up next week. So they leave on Monday morning for Montana. So the Wagner Racing team heading out of town 2 weeks in a row.
Yeah, and as right now you can see we have the wingless sprints on track, doing some hot laps.
And we'll give you a little more details in just a few minutes.
If I die before I wake, pray the Lord my soul to take.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to Antioch Speedway. We're about 40 miles outside of San Francisco, California, to the northeast. My name's Wiley Wade. I will be one of your hosts tonight. Along with me is Joe Peterson.
Hello, Wakey. Glad to be back, and I'm looking forward to another great show here at the dirt track. Well, we were here, I believe, Wednesday night for the Speed Week and short week, and get ready for racing.
That's right. Tonight we got the Wingler Sprint cars. We have the BCRA midgets here. We have the Delta Dwarf cars, and we have the Super Stocks all in action tonight, live and direct on Antioch Speedway TV. That's right. We are up and running with our very own TV network, and thank you for joining in here on AntiochSpeedway.tv. Coming up in just a little bit, we're getting set for the heat races, but up first, the Wingler Sprint car is going to take their hot laps, and we'll be talking to you throughout this upcoming event.
Get inside and let's get to it.
Sprint car is getting set in the back in staging and ready to get pushed off. Of course, new rule this year, as opposed to previous years, Joe, was the Wingler Sprint cars used to have starters. And this year we went to what the other tracks in the Northern California area do with no starters on these sprint cars.
Yeah, just something, I guess, starters, having the sprint cars with starters. In my opinion, without starters, that's what makes them a sprint car. I like that concept of it, but you know, everybody has their different opinion about it.
Of course, it doesn't mean we do have to get these cars pushed off, so those are getting pushed off right now. Here's the first one coming, and it's coming out for their hot lap session. A beautiful night. We're going to have a couple Wingler Sprint car heat races, a couple Dwarf cars heat races, and a Super Stock heat race, and we'll have a what's called a challenge dash. 6-lap event for the BCRA entrance. We have two the midgets and one micro. And the micro is going to be put out front, and the midget's going to have to chase her down. One of the midgets, Jarrett Soares, has a brand spanking new race car that he just drove out to Indiana, bought and drove back. And so he'll be running that. That'll be the 12 midget out there. I believe that's that car over there in turn, yes it is, over there in turn number 3 and 4. Trying to get that thing running. And he has a Wingler Sprint car here as well. The 12 car in the Wingler Sprint car ranks. Does Soares. He's out of Gilroy, California. So they're getting set. We got one more of the BCRA cars coming out. Unfortunately, there's a little, as we said, a little miscommunication. And the word did not get out to the BCRA folks, so we only have 3 cars here tonight. Oh, looks like we just got a 4th one. Nope, that's the 3rd one. That's Robert Carson, just came out in the 99 car. He is a defending BCRA champion. Going to give them some hot lap sessions. Interesting to see how these two midgets fare. And the micro fares there, the 13 car. Danica Joe Parker from Oakdale. That 3rd black car with the white and pink lettering down the back straightaway. Into turn number 3 she goes for this hot lap session for the BCRA car. Of course, the Village People with YMCA. One of the songs, Fabulous Bob dances too. But, he was very happy that he was not able to dance to that, being he's doing his important job of flagging. So right now going down the back straightaway, coming out of turn number 2, it is the 6K of Daniel Whitley. He is out of Ferndale, California. Simpson Motorsports, Apache Pools, Barrett Lodging, and Whitley Ranches sponsorship on that 6K car. That behind him, we have got the 21 car, if I'm not mistaken. That is, yep, the 21 car. That is Roy Fisher out of Antioch, California. Sizemore Construction, Patricia Fisher, Rick McCaws, PBS Bushings, Air One HVA System sponsorship on that car.
And right behind him in the 551, we have Angelica Bell out of Roseville, California, in the KBC chassis. And then behind her, it looks like 87 and Goverman.
Jan Goderman in the 87 car, Hot Motorsports Photography and Main Machine sponsorship on that car. Behind him, it looked like we got the 50 car. Tony Bernard out of Santa Rosa, T&K Mobile sponsorship on that car. Behind, then we got the 551 already, 87 we're talking about. The 5 car is out there. Cami Costa out of Wanahini, Hawaii. Wani, Hawaii. Rex Hutchinson Racing Engine sponsorship on that car. I did ask him, being it's 100 and heck of a hot out here today. I said, would you rather be in Hawaii today? He said, no, just because I wouldn't be racing. And I said, but the weather would be a lot better. He said, it'd be a beautiful 87 degrees over there in Wani, Hawaii. That would not be a bad place to be, I'd have to say. Those are some of the cars out here for hot lapping that time. We are getting set for racing action here at Antioch Speedway. Thanks again for tuning in to Antioch Speedway TV. I'm Wiley Wade with you up top here, Joe Peterson, putting on a show here. We are the Econo 360 wingless sprint cars, the spec sprints as they call, the BCRA midgets, the Delta Dwarf cars, and the Super Stocks / Tri-State Pro Stocks. I know we lost a number of them for a big show up north.
It looks like your second group of hot laps rolling onto the track right now. We have in the number 33, Dylan Bloomfield out of Oakley, California. Air One Heating and Air Conditioning, Napa Auto Parts, Brentwood's KC Auto Bodies. And also coming onto the track is a 69 of Jacob Tuttle out of Oakley, California. Black Bear Diner, Contra Costa Radiator, Diablo Pools Line X. Also rolling onto the track is the 36 of Bob Newberry out of Oakley, California. Air One Heating and AC, Oakley Collision Center, Wayne Swisher's Cement, Delta RC Racing Hobby Stock.
Coming out 33 car, but DJ Johnson out of Stockton, California, winner last time out for the wingless sprint cars, Halstead Real Estate Team and Keller Williams Real Estate. At Keller Williams Real Estate. Bill's Tire Service, he's off Pacheco, and Shaw Motorsports, and engine tuning by Bob, that is DJ Johnson, David Johnson in the 33, we call it 33 DJ out here. The 2N car, that is our defending champion, 2019 wingless sprint car champion out of Elk Grove, Shannon Newton with RSM Racing Engines, Atherton Tax Services, Ions, Cool Fire Studios, Hot Shots Photography, and King Racing sponsorship on that 2N.
And then rolling out to the track is, you seen him in the midget, but he's now in the wingless sprint, the number 12 of Jared Soares out of Gilroy, California. And the CNH Veterans Enterprises, Bennett Enterprises Hunt Magnetos, Jared Soares.
Looks like the 77S of Ryan Silverling out of Concord, California. Ali Sharini, DDS, the Car Doctor, and Underground Barbecue sponsorship on that car.
One thing that's cool I'd love to see with these sprint cars is when they step on it down the straightaway and they love to pop a wheelie down the whole straightaway. That's something.
The other car out there, the 17N, that is Mackenzie Newton out of Elk Grove. Shannon Newton's daughter, the RSM Engines, Racing Engines, Cool Fire Studios, Hot Shots Motorsport Photography, King Racing, and Lions Electric sponsorship on the 17N. Green flag for this hot lap session, rolling them up. Looks like it's going to be a fast racetrack here tonight. Shannon Newton, as I said, won our championship, 2019 track champion in that 2N car. Took the last couple races off as he was doing a rebuild on his daughter's motor. Fabulous Bob. Look at those fancy dancy flags he's got. Brand spanking new sparkly white ones. White and black on that.
Oh yeah, the drivers won't be able to miss those this time.
69 car also out there. That is Jacob Tuttle out of Oakley, California. Black Bear Diner, Contra Costa Radiator, and Diablo Pools and Linex. And keep an eye on Antioch Speedway announcer, Antioch Speedway by Promotions, and AntiochSpeedway.tv Facebook pages. All three of them, because later this week when I release my newest episode of Wiley's Race Report, I am going to interview Mr. Jacob Tuttle. So it'll be one of my interviews on Wiley's Race Report. Don't want to miss it. If you're not a fan, if you haven't gone on to all three of those Facebook pages and hit like and follow, and also on Antioch Speedway Announcer on YouTube or Antioch Speedway on YouTube, make sure you go over and do it. But we'll have the upcoming week, this upcoming Wiley's Race Report coming up on Wednesday night is the night it's supposed to come out at 7 o'clock. So you don't want to miss it. It's going to be a good one, as always. Getting set for heat races, I do believe. Got the Delta Dwarf cars out there. Heat race number one for the night. Getting ready to roll off. It is the Delta Dwarf cars in action first. Starting lineup looks like this. On the point, the 00 out of Tracy, California. Charlie's High Performance Machine, M&M Dwarf World, and his wallet. It's a 00 Double D of Butch Mike Casaro. Outside the front row, the 88 Double D of Travis Day out of Concord, California. Kings Motorsport TNT Racing sponsorship.
And in the second row, you have the 812 Double D of Chance Russell at Rio Vista, California. And next to him, alongside of him, in the 99N, you have Gage Myers out of Placerville, California.
In our third row, the 18 Double D out of Devin Cameron out of Dublin, California. Wagner Racing, Cam Racing, and Grandma sponsorship on the 18 Double D. And outside that third and final row, it's the 4 Double D of Chris Becker. He's out of Alameda, California. Sponsorships on him, me, myself, and I, is what he says. Lights out, we're going green flag racing next time by. I like that color scheme on the 99N. That green and yellow, that really stands out nice. Mike Casaro is on the point. He has control of the field. He's bringing them around nice and slow. That 00 Double D. He had to miss our regional event we had here earlier this year due to a COVID-19 diagnosis. Green flag in the air. Down the front straightaway into turn number one. We're racing here tonight on August 15, 2020 at Antioch Speedway, where action is the attraction. Travis Day looks underneath. Casaro going down the backstretch into turn number 3. Not able to make a move. Casaro up off turn number 4. He's going to lead lap number 1.
Casaro's going to lead lap number 1, and it looks like the 88N of Day Looks like he's getting pressured by the 802. I'm sorry, the 812 double D of Russell, but it's still going to be Casaro with the lead going into turn 1. It looks like he's pulling away.
Mike Casaro down into turn number 1. Yellow flag is out for Chris Becker. He looks like he may have hit the wall. Definitely right front suspension damage on that. They're calling for the hook on the front of the Chris Becker car in the 4 double D out of Alameda, California. Becker, one of the guys that's here each and every week that we run the Delta Dwarf cars. Lineup is set.
And it looks like Casaro's still leading, and you're going to have Day right behind him with Chance Russell, 18, Devin Cameraman, and then the 99 in Gage Myers.
I just want to welcome all our folks on Facebook over on Antioch Speedway by Promotions and AntiochSpeedway.tv. Getting a free look in right now. If you want to see all of tonight's actions, make sure you head on over to AntiochSpeedway.tv, the website, AntiochSpeedway.tv, and sign up. You get all of the action live and direct right here, from right here at Antioch Speedway. So go to AntiochSpeedway.tv instead of a .com kind of thing, a .org, it's a .tv. That's the place to be for all the racing action each and every week here at Antioch Speedway, especially until you can come sit your butt in these stands. We do miss having you here, but we are going to have you in our thoughts and hopefully have you on AntiochSpeedway.tv. So welcome all your Facebookers and come on over and watch all of tonight's action. We got the Delta Dwarf cars out there on the racetrack right now. Mike Casaro on the point. Travis Day in the second spot in that 88 double D. Then we have the 812 double D of Chance Russell, the 18 double D of Devin Cameraman, and the 9 double D of Gage Myers. If you're asking, he's a 99N. What are all the double Ds about? Well, that is the club, the Delta Dwarf Car Club. So the N is actually for NorCal. You have different letters for different clubs in the Northern California area. If it was or even all of California, if it ended in an E, that would be the Ventura Club, if they had any of those guys here. The N is NorCal. Double D is Delta Dwarf Car right here out of Antioch Speedway. B at the end of the number would be the Bay Area Dwarf Cars. They're basically out of the South Bay. And the R would be Redwood City Dwarf Cars. That would be like Petaluma area. So the letters do have a meaning on the Dwarf cars, just so you know.
That's good. At least know the regions that they're coming out of. Looks like they're getting set. They're going to line up Texas style restart. Looks like we're getting ready to go green with Casaro leading them to the green flag. Green flag drops and Casaro's looks like he's gonna have the lead going into turn 1. And he slides up and it looks like that's gonna give the 88N of Travis Day. He's gonna get by him. Also with Chance Russell. And it looks like, four-way battle, but Casaro's gonna lead it going into turn 1. Once again, he slides up.
Three-way battle coming up off turn number 2. Travis Day gets out in front. Devin Cameraman up to the second spot. Put Mike Casaro back to third. Casaro losing the lead going through turns 1 and 2 last time by. At the line, we're 4 down, 4 to go. Halfway, all the heat races tonight are 8 laps.
And Cameraman gets a run out of turn 2, and it looks like he's going to pull away going into turn 3 and grab that lead. Coming down the front stretch, it's going to be Devin Cameraman. Taking the lead. Devin
Cameraman, Travis Day, Chance Russell, Mike Casaro, and at the back of the pack, Gage Myers. Devin Cameraman, familiar colors if you are familiar with Wagner Racing. He is not a direct Wagner Racing race car, but he is a part of a teammate to them. Gets a little loose coming up off turn number 2, but Travis Day not close enough to make a move down into turn number 3, coming around to that white flag this time by.
Cameraman's going to see the white flag, and he has a nice lead on Dave right now. Going into turn 1, coming out of turn 2. Travis Day, let's see if he can gain something on him. It doesn't look like it. Devin Cameraman from 4th starting position is going to take the win. Travis Day and the 812 of Chance Russell round out your top 3.
So, winner, Devin Cameraman started in the 5th spot, finishes 1st. Second was the 88 Travis Day, 3rd in the 812 of Chance Russell. Congratulations, Devin Cameraman. Taking home heat race number 1. With that, we roll over to heat race number 2. And the starting lineup on that looks like this on the front row. It is Roberto Monroy, Clayton Valley Auto Sales, Nick Foster Jr., Nighthawk Security, Mom and Dad, and Lania's Lumpias. I love Lumpia in that 7XL outside the front row, the 20N. That is Joe LeDuc out of Tracy, California, Morgan Motorsports, M&N Chassis sponsorship on that car.
And in your second row, and the 47 Double D, you have Mario Marquez out of Tracy, California, and the Charlie's High Performance Machine. And next to him in the 43, you have Sean, the Kid Catucci out of Brentwood, California, and the JNS Auto Glass Inc. Seductive Sounds West Coast Green Rush.
And Sean has had some quite some interesting times personally, and glad to see him back out here on the racetrack tonight. At the back of the pack, the 76-0, that's Trinity Shores out of Cameron Park, California, in that 76-0 maroon-colored car at the back of the pack. 8 laps coming up for the heat race. Again, all the heat races for all the divisions tonight are 8 laps. Roberto Monroy, he's had an awesome-looking car. That's one I love the wrap on that car. He has had the worst luck this year. He has broken parts and blown motors, and just hopefully tonight he has a good night and doesn't break anything and able to finish. And right now, coming off turn 4 for the green flag.
Uh-oh, and it looks like the green flag waves, but Monroe doesn't get a good start off the line. I don't know if they're going to call this one back. It looks like they're going to keep him going, and it looks like the 43 of the Kid Catucci is going to take the lead coming out of turn 4. He's going to lead lap 1.
Catucci down to turn number 1. He's got about a 4 car length lead right now over the 20 car of Ledoux, who's got a couple car lengths over the 47 of Mario Marquez. Something, as I was saying it, I should have kept my mouth shut. Maybe I jinxed Berto, but he got on the gas coming up off turn number 4. It started to go, and then suddenly it just didn't go no more.
Oh, yeah, and Catucci looks like he's got the lead, and he's pulling away from the rest of the field, it looks like. Our second place battle, LeDuc and Marquez. It looks like LeDuc's going to have the lead coming across the line.
Joe LeDuc at the second place at the line, but here comes Mario Marquez on the inside. Excuse me, side by side off turn number 4 down the back straightaway into turn number 3, while Catucci at the line. We'll concentrate on the battle for a second. Now Mario Marquez gets away from Joe LeDuc.
And you can see Monroe, he pulls off the track.
Monroy leaves the racetrack. The Kid Catucci running a 17-19 on the stopwatch, 78.534 miles an hour. Cameraman earlier had a 79-plus mile an hour lap. Fast racetrack here tonight. We're running almost 80 miles an hour in the heat races.
Still Catucci just flying, just dazing around the track.
Sean Catucci with the lead down to turn number 1. He's a little more than a full straightaway over Mario Marquez. And then back to Joe LeDuc, who's another half a straightaway back, and then a full straightaway back to Trinity Shores.
The way Catucci's running, he could possibly maybe catch lap traffic. Number 76D of Shores.
White flag in the air one more time around. The Kid coming up off turn number 2, Sean Catucci. Down the back straightaway into turn number 3 he goes. Working about a car width, 2 car widths up off the bottom of the racetrack.
And it's going to be checker flag.
Sean Catucci with the win.
And rounding out your second place position is Mario Marquez. And Joe LeDuc come in the top 3.
And Trinity Shores will cross in that 4th spot. So that's going to do it for our Dwarf Car heat races. Nice again, like I said, the Catucci has had a number of personal issues of late, and it's nice to see him out here and get that thing into victory lane, at least for the heat race. With that, look back over to see who's lined up. And looks like we're going sprint car racing up next. Heat race number 1. All right, sounds like the BCRA cars are coming up next. So on the point is going to be Danica Jo Parker from Oakdale. Rookie of the Year in the BCRA Midget Lights in 2018. So that's what she's run, Midget Lights. She is a medical student at Stanford College. Oh, I'm sorry. Trying to read somebody else's writing here. Staten Island College. She's running Stanislaus College. Stanislaus, okay. She's running a Kawasaki engine, an art chassis, and her father, Dan Parker, is a car owner and the crew chief. She will start out front in front of everybody. She's got the midget light. It's going to be a 6-lap heat race. Behind her, waiting to see who is in what position, but Robert Carson is the defending BCRA champion, the car owned by Howard and Kathy Seeger. Robert, former BCR champion himself. Glenn Carson is the crew chief. Chassis is an Ellis, and the engine is a, is that Guthrie with the Chevy head? Is that what it says? Sorry, someone else is writing again. And then also out there will be Jared Sories in the 12 car, Spike Essinger. It's a brand new car, like I said earlier, bought in Indiana and drove out there and got it. So this is a brand spanking new car you see there on the front straightaway, the black car with the number 12 on it. Getting the BCRA cars out here. So again, we got the BCRA midgets and 1 midget light. The midget light will be on the point, and the midgets will have to work their way around her.
Should be interesting, like a little shootout going on. That's going to happen a little here.
So the midgets have to be pushed off. The midget light has her own starter, from what I just heard over the radio. So she gets that 13 rolled away. Again, the BCRAs. Here's a club, the Bay Cities Racing Association, right? For the BCRAs. So 13 is going to be on the point. '99 is going to be second, and then the 12 car looks like.
And I believe you said she has a midget light. Is that correct?
That is a midget light, so she has a little less than what they do.
So I'm guessing it's a little bit powerful than our dwarf cars then.
Probably, yeah. Motorcycle engine in it. Coming around, you can see if probably tell on the camera, it's a little bit smaller, definitely a little smaller wheelbase. Coming around, green flag in the air. BCRA racing underway. She may have less power, but she also has less weight. One car goes up the racetrack. That's the Robert Carson car in the 99. He straightens it out. Gets going back down the straightaway. Right now, Sory's trying to get around the 13 of Danica Jo Parker. But she's able to hold him off down into turn number 1.
And it looks like she makes a mistake. Oh, no, she made a mistake, and she regains. It looks like Soares is trying to get adjusted to that car. He slides up under her, shows her. Oh, they're side by side, but he looks like he's going to take the lead. Going into turn 1, coming out of turn 2.
So just to give you an idea, 86.207 miles an hour, 15.66 seconds. So they are faster than our dwarf cars, that is for sure. Sories gets around Danica Jo Parker and sets his sails and heads on out into the lead. Coming around, should be coming to 4 down, 2 to go, if I'm not mistaken. Looking at the scoreboard, I'm not sure that's 100% right. We'll find out.
And Jared Sories just running away with this. Looks like he likes that new midget that he's got.
Of course, these cars big out there in Indiana.
Oh, yeah.
92 miles an hour, 92.025 miles an hour, 14.67 seconds that last time by. 3 laps remain, 8-lap heat race, as I said. White flag next time.
White flag for Jared Sories. It looks like it's just a walk in the park from right now. I'd say it's probably maybe some test laps for a bigger race in the future. But it looks like he has his car on dialed.
Not bad for the first time out with that race car. It looks like it's handling pretty good. White flag in the air. One more time around. Jared Sories down into turn number 1. Working about I don't know, 3 or 4 car widths up from the bottom of the racetrack. It's down to turn number 3, goes a little bit lower. Checkered flag in the air. Soary's with the win.
Soary's with the win, and it looks like
after starting at the back of the pack, Danica Joe Parker is going to get the second spot, and the third will be Robert Carson.
Oh yeah, Robert Carson was having a little trouble with that car. Maybe go in the pits and tweak it and see what happens next time.
So they ended up going, we were told originally it's going to be 6 laps. They did go 8 laps. And their main event, at least on our paper here, says 16 lap. Look at that, $600 to win, $200 for second and third place. Not bad for a little race on the BCRA car. So it's going to do it for our BCRA heat race. Up next, should have the looks like the super stocks lining up back there. Thanks for tuning in again, ladies and gentlemen, here on Antioch Speedway for another exciting, fun-filled evening of racing. Live and direct from Antioch Speedway. We are, I believe, still live on Facebook on Antioch Speedway Buyer Promotions and AntiochSpeedway.tv. So thanks for tuning in. If you want to see the entire night of racing action, head on over to AntiochSpeedway.tv for the flag-to-flag coverage for all of our events here at Antioch Speedway tonight. Coming up next Saturday night, we are going racing, of course. We're going to have a lot of fun next Saturday. You don't want to miss it. It is the Hetrick Memorial Race, renamed from the Jerry Hetrick Memorial Race after Mary Ann passed away this past Monday. So it'll be the Hetrick Memorial Race on Saturday, August 22nd. That's going to involve the IMCA Modifieds, IMCA Sport Modifieds, the Hobby Stocks, and the Valley Four Bangers. Going to be a great night of racing next Saturday night. Unfortunately, still not able to have you in the stands, but of course you can still watch us on AntiochSpeedway.tv. So Antioch Speedway TV is the place to be for all the racing action. In 2 weeks on Saturday the 29th, the Delta Dwarf cars will hit the racetrack again. The Wagner Racing team will be back. The Wingless Sprint cars will be here along with them. The Super Stocks, Tri-State Pro Stocks, and the Valley Four Bangers will be here. On Saturday, September 5th, it is the Big Kahuna George Stites Freedom Series race number 3. It is a 3-race series that started out Memorial Weekend and then had the show on the 4th of July, and now finishing up on Labor Day weekend, the Big Kahuna George Stites Freedom Series race number 3. The IMCA Modifieds, IMCA Sport Modifieds, and the Jay's Mobile Welding Hobby Stocks will be in action. And then on Saturday the 12th, the Wingless Sprint cars, Delta Dwarf cars, Super Stocks, Tri-State Pro Stocks, and the Valley Four Bangers. Hey, want to say thanks to everybody that tuned in live on Facebook on Antioch Speedway Buy Promotions and AntiochSpeedway.tv on Facebook. We are going to cut off now, and if you want to see any more racing action from tonight, you have to go over to AntiochSpeedway.tv because that's the place to be. We are saying goodnight for the free look-in. Thanks again for tuning in. Look forward to seeing you on Antioch Speedway TV at AntiochSpeedway.tv. With that, we are going Super Stock Racing here at Antioch Speedway. Starting lineup, 1 heat race on the point. Out of Walnut Creek, it's the 12 car of Ryan Cerezi, and outside the front row, it's the 48 of John Evans.
And in the second row, you have the number 99 of Jim Freely. And to his outside in the number 2, you have Mike Gustafson out of Concord, California.
In row number 3, the 111, that's Joe Ridgway Sr., Joey Ridgway Sr. out of Brentwood. And, of course, a very important sponsor on that car, his wife. Outside row number 3, the 77 car of Chris Long out of Antioch, J. Keith Trucking, Shots Motorsports Photography, Chad Hammer Racing Engines, Delta Transmission, and LB Vinyl sponsorship.
And in the fourth row, you have the 13A. That's going to be Mike Walco out of Antioch, California, in the Bass Medical Group and Heartburn Center, California. And to his outside in the number 94, you have Chad Hammer out of Antioch, California, in the Jay's Mobile Welding, BRG Racing, and Dyno Chad Hammer Racing Engines. Looks like they're going to go green.
Great flag in the air. Mike Gustafson on the high side.
But it looks like Jim Freely's going to throw it in. And he's going to take the lead down the backstretch.
John Evans in the 48 car was scheduled to start outside front row. He was late, so he had to drop to the back of the pack. Freely up off turn number 4, down the front straightaway. Lap 1 in the books, 7 to go.
Lap 1 in the book, 7 to go. Freely, you can tell the track still has some moisture in it as the cars kind of just slowly slide it in there.
Battle for second down the back straightaway into turn number 3. Mike Gustafson on the inside. Outside is Chris Long in that 77 car. Chad Hammer almost kissing the wall in turn number 4. He gathers it back up and continues on.
And as you can see, Ridgeway did not make the call for the heat race. But we continue on. Now Chris Long takes that second position.
Hammer spins in turn number 2. He loops it around. Looks like we're going to stay under the green flag. He keeps going.
We stay under green flag, and it looks like Freely's going to lead it across the line. Chris Long, Mike Gustafson, and in the 13A,
Mike Welko looks inside of Mike Gustafson in that 13A. He dives down low into turn number 3. Battle for third. Coming up off turn number 4.
And
side by side. Welko on the bottom. Gustafson at the top.
Chris Long looks like he has something for Freely as they go down the backstretch.
Jim Freely goes into turn number 3. Chris Long crosses over, cuts underneath, side by side, up on turn number 4. They touch.
Oh, Freely takes it. He comes out of the infield, still has that second place position. And it looks like he's gonna.
Freely, what a save!
I'm pretty sure he's gonna want to get some payback for that one. Get back up front.
2 laps to go. Chris Long on the point. Jim Freely second. That battle for third continues. Mike Welko on the inside. Mike Gustafson on the high side. Ryan Serezian says, I want a part of this. 3-way coming up off turn number 2. Down into turn number 3. Serezian inside Welko, who's inside Gustafson at the line. White flag one more time around.
Freely in second. Mike Gustafson. What is that? Number 12 showing his nose of Ryan Chazarian.
Ryan Serezian started to make up some ground, losing a little bit of ground now, but checkered flag in the air. Chris Long at the line takes home the win.
And Jim Freely's going to come home second in the 13 of Mike Welko and the 2 of Mike Gustafson.
Ryan Serezian finishes in the 5th spot. Chad Hammer will finish 6th. John Evans in the 7th spot. So Chris Long with the win in that 77 car. Taking home the heat race. Waiting to see if there's going to be a penalty on that pass when Chris Long and Jim Freely got together. '77 is going to be moved back 1 spot, finishing second due to contact. So that's going to put Jim Freely as our heat race winner. Jim Freely, winner of heat race number 1, or winner of the heat race, being Chris Long, getting penalized for contact, knocking Freely down into the infield. Freely had a heck of a save, though. So, with that, we're going to go sprint car racing. So I need to change this. He's going to get 2. He's going to get 1. There we go. Mix them up. Sprint car race coming up next. Wingless sprint cars. On the point for heat race number 1 out of Santa Rosa, California, TNK Mobile sponsorship. It's a 50 car of Tony Bernard. Outside row number 1, the 92A of Jeff Scotto out of Brentwood, Power Source Electrical Contractors, All Pro Glass, Pentel Music Box, downtown Antioch since 1953, Deer Valley Chiropractic, that's Dr. Rick Harris, American Custom Motorcycle Parts, and Sarah Pointer Photography sponsorship on the Jeff Scotto car.
And in your second row in the 87, the Hurricane chassis, Whole Shot Motorsports Photography main machine. That's Dan Gunnerman out of Concord, California. And to his outside in the 551 out of Roseville, California, sponsored by the father. And the KPC chassis, that's Angelica Bell.
Row 3 in the inside, it is a 12 car. Jared Sories out of Gilroy, California, the CNH Veteran Enterprises, Venick Enterprises, and Hunt Magneto sponsorship outside that third row. It is Bob Newberry out of Oakley, Air One Heating and Air Conditioning, Oakley Collision Center, Wayne Switcher Cement, Delta RC Race Car Hobbies, Scott Martin Racing, Rick's Specialty Powder Coating, and Linex Custom sponsorship on the 36 car.
And in your fourth row in the inside, out of Hawaii, in the Rex Hunterman Racing engines, that's Kamani Costa in the number 5. And to his outside, the 69, that's going to be Jacob Tuttle out of Oakley, California, in the Black Bear Diner, Contra Costa Radiator, Diablo Pools, Linex, Jacob Tuttle.
Of course, Jacob Tuttle, normally a wing sprint car driver. You'll see him in a wing sprint car next time out. He is our defending champion. But they decided, being there wasn't a whole lot of wing sprint car races, they're going to go racing on the wingless sprint car side as well. And he said he's having a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun driving that. And you can see an interview with him coming up on this week's edition of Wiley's Race Report. So you don't want to miss it. Wiley's Race Report on Antioch Speedway Announcer, Facebook, and YouTube. Also on Antioch Speedway by Promotions and AntiochSpeedway.tv Facebook pages. All those places can be found. Wiley's Race Report. Getting set, waiting for the cars to get pushed off for the wingless sprint cars. Well, we got a minute. I'll continue on with the schedule. I got down to September 12th. So Wednesday, September 16th, we do have a test and tune day. That'll be an open practice from 5 p.m. until 9 p.m. $25 pit pass if you're going to come out for that. On Saturday the 19th, IMCA Modifieds, IMCA Sport Modifieds, and the Hobby Stocks going to be on the racetrack. Followed the following weekend, the 26th of September, with the wingless sprint cars. BCRA Midgets will be back. I think we'll have a few more of them next time. Super Stocks, Tri-State Pro Stops, and it will be the Chet Thompson tribute for the hard tops. That's a Saturday, September 26th. Then we get into the big one. Last year it was known as the West Coast Nationals. This year it's called Bill Bowers Memorial. It is a 3-night show. The first night is a practice night. Practice sessions for participating modifieds and sport modifieds only. And also there is a cornhole tournament and a barbecue. I'll be there for that. Absolutely. Bill Bowers Memorial, that's Thursday, October 1st for the practice cornhole tournament and barbecue. On the 2nd, we begin racing. The Bill Bowers Memorial, night number 1 with the IMCA Modifieds and Sport Modifieds. And on night 2 on Saturday, October 3rd, it is the Modifieds and Sports Modifieds. But here's the nice kicker of that. The IMCA Modifieds, $5,000 to win. And the IMCA Sport Modifieds, $2,500 to win. Not a bad day. The following weekend, we're not going to continue, we're not going to stop with the big shows. We're going to have another one, the Donna Soares Larry DeMintz Hall of Fame night. On Saturday, October 10th, wingless sprint cars, the Super Stocks, Tri-State Pro Stocks, Hobby Stocks, and the Valley Four Bangers. And then a 2-day show the following weekend. That'll be October 16th and 17th. It is the Dwarf Car Open. And on Saturday, the 17th, only the wingless sprint cars will be here. And on Saturday the 24th, Hobby Stock Open, $1,000 to win a Hobby Stock race. The Super Stocks, Tri-State Pro Stocks will be joining them on Saturday the 24th. We are racing on a Halloween night, candy for kids, if we're allowed to have kids. IMCA Modified, Sport Modifieds, wingless sprints, and Super Stocks. And then the last big one of the year, Friday and Saturday, November 27th and 28th. That's right, late November. It is Turkey Night, as we're calling it, Friday and Saturday after Turkey Day, the IMCA Modified, Sport Modifieds, and Hobby Stocks. Now, I did want to address a rumor that's been going around as I keep talking about Jay's Mobile Welding Hobby Stocks, folks, and I addressed it on a Wiley's Race Report minute on Thursday night. There's been rumors going around that the Jay's Mobile Welding Hobby Stocks are going to go away next year because we're bringing in the IMCA stock cars. That cannot be farther from the truth. It would be absolutely insane to get rid of one of our biggest and most consistent divisions. The hobby stocks are going nowhere. The IMCA the IMCA stock cars are in addition to. We may lose some of our hobby stock drivers that are moving up. I know there's a handful of them that have already purchased or in the process of purchasing race cars. But folks, Chad Chadwick wanted to make sure it is very well and understood. The hobby stocks are not going away.
Yeah, from what I've heard and what I've seen already, some of the guys have in the hobby stock class have bought an IMCA stock car, so they'll be moving up. Maybe, like you said, we might lose a couple guys in the hobby stock class, but I'm really looking forward to that. like I said, watching them on TV, it's almost sometimes exciting as a sport mod modified race, just the way those guys drive those cars back east. So looking forward to hopefully seeing that here at Antioch.
They definitely put on a great show. If you watch any of the videos, they were racing down at Merced Speedway a couple nights ago on Thursday night for the Speed Week, California Speed Week. They were the third class on Thursday night at Merced, and they put on a great show down there. It is going to be a lot of fun seeing those cars out here, but folks, just want to make sure you totally understand that there is no confusion. The hobby stocks are not zero zilch, no chance they're going away. They will still be here come next year. They'll be on the schedule. They'll have races just like normal. So don't fret. You don't have to go anywhere if you have a hobby stock. We want you right here at Antioch Speedway.
Yeah, for sure. And just a reminder, hobby stocks are a beginning class. As you see, a lot of young talent starting off in the hobby stock class. So it would be a waste to take that away from them, learning experience in a beginner racing class. So we'll have that here for you guys next year.
And another thing that came out this past week news-wise, if you have a four-banger, somebody that has a four-banger, you're thinking about getting a four-banger, or maybe you call them a mini stock, come on out. We're going to do something no one else does. We're going to give money away. We're going to have a purse. As long as there's at least 5 cars, we will have a purse each and every race for the Valley four-bangers. That is, again, it's got at least 5 cars. But, folks, we're trying to build up that division, too. That is a starter division. I know my son definitely wants to get one. I would like to get one just for a little bit of fun. So the Valley four-banger, or the four-bangers, the mini stocks, whatever you want to call them, if you have one, or you know somebody that has one, they're saying, I don't know where to race, come on out to Antioch Speedway. We got you on the schedule multiple times the remainder of this year, and we'll have you back next year. We've got to build up this division. It is, it went away for a few years, and now we got to build it back, and it's not something that, because we haven't had a huge field the first few races, we're going to drop. We got to keep it going. And that's exactly what Chad's going to do. He doesn't want to get rid of it. So that's another division, folks, that's not going away, is the mini stock / four-banger. Lights are out. We gave you the starting lineup. Our leader right now, Tony Bernard, in that 50 car on the inside, with Jeff Scotto on the outside. We're going to sprint car racing. I'm going to say we're going to see 94-mile-an-hour speeds right here.
Oh, yeah, for sure. And here they go, coming to the drop of the green flag. The 50 of Bernard, Tony Bernard, jumped out to the lead. Jared Soares already jumping into the 3rd position. He's going to hug that inside line, but it's going to be Tony Bernard leading lap 1.
Tony Bernard in the lead, Dan Gonerman second. Here comes Soares. He gets underneath Gonerman down the back straightaway, new second place. Here comes Bob Newberry. He's up to the 4th spot. But at the line, it is still Tony Bernard with a 91.650 mile an hour, 14.73 second lap.
Yeah, but you can see as these cars will really dry out the track and lay down that nice black rubber. But looks like Bernard, Soares, and the 87 of Gonerman, your top 3. Looks like Newberry's trying to find a way around Gonerman, but right now they're all just running that middle to inside lane. So
coming up off turn number 4 at the line, the last time by was 93.8 miles an hour, almost that 94 mark I was talking about. He is on a rail. Coming down the back straightaway into turn number 3, Tony Bernard, Jared Soares, Dan Gonerman, Bob Newberry, Angelica Bell, followed by the 69 of Jacob Tuttle, Jeff Scotto, and then we have the 5 car of Cami Costa.
Oh yeah, you can see, actually Tony Bernard is actually kind of pulling away a little bit from Jared Soares, with Gonerman in second. And like I said, they're all just running the same line right now. Track's probably still has some moisture in it.
White flag in the air one more time around for Tony Bernard down the front straightaway into turn number 1 goes Bernard. Ever so slowly, Soares starting to make up a little bit of ground, but he's going to run way out of time, way before it gets there. Coming up off turn number 4, checkered flag in the air. Tony Bernard with the win.
And Jared Soares, Dan Gonerman, and Bob Newberry round out your top 4. And in the 69, that's going to be Jacob Tuttle, your top 5. Fast times for the wingless sprint cars.
Tony Bernard with heat race number 1 for the wingless sprint cars. We only got one heat race left for the night. Heat race number 2 for the wingless sprint cars, and the starting lineup looks like this. On the point out of Antioch, Sizemore Construction, Patricia Fisher, Rick McCaw's BBS Pushings, Air One Heating and Air Conditionings. It is our very own Roy Fisher. Outside the front row, the 6K of Daniel Whitley out of Ferndale, California, Simpson Motorsports, Apache Pools, Barrett Logging, and Whitley Ranches sponsorship on that car.
And in the second row, as you can see them being pushed from the infield, you have the 2N, your 2019 track champion out of Elk Grove, California, in the Eagle Chassis RSM Racing Engines, Shannon Newton. And to the outside in the 33, you have Dylan Bloomfield out of Oakley, California, in the Air One Heating, Air Conditioning, Napa Auto Parts, Brentwood's KC's Auto Body.
Dylan Bloomfield, 14 years old, and his worst finish since he moved up, a 6th. Up at Placerville, not bad. In row number 3, the 17N, that is Mackenzie Newton out of Elk Grove, RSM Racing Engines, Cool Fire Studios, Hot Shots Motorsports Photography, King Racing, Lions Electric sponsorship on that car. And outside, the 77S of Ryan Silverling out of Concord, California, the Gambler Chassis, Ali Sharini DDS, the Car Doctor, and Underground Barbecue sponsorship on that car.
And in your final row, in the 4th row, the 33 DJ, that's DJ Johnson out of Stockton, California, and the Halstead Real Estate team, and Keller Williams Real Estate, 33 DJ, and to his outside in the 15.
That's car count. All right, that's going to do it. DJ out there. He's also got, let's see, the Halstead Real Estate at Keller Williams Real Estate. Bill's Tire Service off Pacheco, Shaw Motorsports, and Engine Tuning by Bob. Wanted to say hi to Halstead Real Estate team at Keller Williams Real Estate. He said, first, just a brand new sponsor for him, and part of that was just because of the streaming, so I really appreciate it. Great job picking up DJ as your driver. He was the winner last time out for the wingless sprint cars. Lights out. We're going green flag racing next time by. Roy Fisher on the point. He has control of the field. Outside the front row is Daniel Whitley. Coming up off turn number 4. Green flag in the air.
Green flag in the air, and it looks like Daniel Whitley's going to shoot out to the lead. And it looks like Shannon Newton's going to try to get a run on Roy Fisher. Slide him possibly in the inside. And they're going to drag race down the front straightaway, but it's going to be Roy Fisher.
Here comes Shannon Newton on the inside. He gets past Roy Fisher into turn number 1. Now he sets his sights on that Daniel Whitley car. Fisher back into 3rd. Here comes Dylan Bloomfield. He's working his way, trying to get underneath Roy Fisher. Now he's got to battle DJ Johnson, who's to his outside. That battle for 4th down to turn number 1. Now it's a 3-way battle for 3rd, coming up off turn number 2. Mackenzie Newton having trouble. She stops on the high side of turn 1.
The yellow flag is going to be out for Shannon Newton.
So that last green flag lap, what I tell you, 94 miles an hour, there we go. 14:31 on the stopwatch. That's 94.340 miles an hour here at Antioch Speedway tonight.
Or I'm sorry, it's Mackenzie Newton.
Yep, Mackenzie Newton.
Not Shannon Newton, but Mackenzie Newton.
Mackenzie is Shannon's daughter. They missed the last couple races because last time that they were here, Mackenzie blew a motor. So her dad and her were fixing it.
Yeah, but what a race. It looks like DJ Johnson and Dylan Bloomfield are about to do battle with Roy Fisher.
Yeah, about to have a 3-way battle for that 3rd spot. Mackenzie Newton gets pushed off. She is refired and rolling. See if she stays on the racetrack or pulls off. Young lady.
Looks like she's going to stay on the track.
She's going to stay on the racetrack.
So she'll be at the tail of the field then.
Whatever happened. Actually, no, she will get the black flag because she brought out the yellow, so she is done. So she'll be done. So our running order right now, the 6K of Daniel Whitley out of Ferndale, California. 2nd is Shannon Newton out of Elk Grove, California. 3rd, Roy Fisher out of Antioch, California, in that 21 car. Then we have Dylan Bloomfield in the 33 car out of Oakley, California. The 33 DJ, that's the blue 33 car. He is out of Stockton, California in that 5th spot. 6 will be Ryan Silverling in the 77S. lights out. If you see the orange cone down on the front straightaway for the sprint cars here at Antioch, they can't pull out the pass until they cross that cone. If they come down and hit the cone or go underneath the cone, they lose 2 positions at the next flag. Green flag back in the air.
Green flag in the air. Whitley still strong on that lead with Shannon Newton, Roy Fisher, and looks like Dylan Bloomfield is going to try to go around the outside of DJ Johnson, but he gets held up by Roy Fisher. Roy Fisher might be the slower car in this one. Oh, and it looks like DJ Johnson's going to throw it in on Roy Fisher, and he's going to make the pass.
DJ Johnson gets around Fisher. Here comes Dylan Bloomfield. He dives underneath. He had crossed over, coming in down the back straightaway into turn number 3 last time. This time in turns 1 and 2, he gets around him, and he brings Ryan Silverling with him. So put DJ Johnson into 3rd spot. 4th is Dylan Bloomfield, but our leader is still Daniel Whitley.
Whitley has the lead with Newton.
Coming 2 to go this time by Daniel Whitley at the line. Shannon Newton, 1.6 seconds back. Here comes DJ Johnson.
And DJ Johnson is just throwing it in, and he's going to get Newton inside. He's going to possibly throw up a slider on him, and he does. He completes it. White flag's out.
But DJ Johnson in that second spot, coming up off turn number 2, down the back straightaway. Into turn number 3 goes Daniel Whitley, coming up off turn number 4. That opens up the door. DJ Johnson at the line. DJ takes the win.
Whoa, what an exciting one.
That's my call, waiting for official word. DJ Johnson with the win, as Daniel Whitley made a mistake on the last turn of the last lap. Shannon Newton in that 3rd spot. 4th is going to be Dylan Bloomfield. And 5th will be Ryan Silverling. What a race coming up off turn number 4. That's why you don't give up until you cross the line, because you never know what's going to happen.
Never know what's going to happen in dirt track racing, for surely. Last DJ Johnson coming from the 5th position, last row, the 5th position, winning it on the last, what is that, last
turn, yeah. So that's going to do it for our heat races. We're going to take an intermission. And then when we come back after intermission, we will have our national anthem and our main events. Break time. With that, in the meantime, I'm going to play this last episode of Wiley's Race Report. Interviews with Philip Aretta and Andrew Pierce. Some news and information as well. Don't go away. We'll be back with more racing action live and direct from Antioch Speedway right here on Antioch Speedway TV. Thanks for tuning in. Main events coming up next.
Hello, race fans. I'm Wiley Wade, and this is Wiley's Race Report. Hello, race fans. I'm Wiley Wade, and this is Wiley's Race Report for Saturday, August 8th, 2020. On Saturday night, we had the Valley Four Bangers in action. We had the J's Mobile Welding Hobby Stocks in action, the IMCA Sport Modifieds, and the IMCA Modifieds all in action. The Valley Four Bangers had a first-time winner's first career win. It was the 722 driving a 2000 Chevy Cavalier. His name, Trevor Jolly. Congratulations, Trevor. Trevor out of Modesto, California. In the J's Mobile Welding Hobby Stock action, Travis Dutra, the last 2 times out, he blew motors. This time, he takes home the win. Feast or famine, I guess, for Travis. He's out of Martinez, California in the 22D. Congratulations, Travis. In the IMCA Sport Modified action, Trevor Kleiman's got his first win of the year. Got that monkey off his back in the 2C, took home the win. He is out of Brentwood, California. And in the modified action, the IMC modified winner was the 83 of Kellen Chadwick. Here at Wiley's Race Report, we like to send our condolences to the Hetrick family. On Monday, August 10th, 2020, Marianne Hetrick passed away. Marianne was a longtime supporter, race wife, race mom at Antioch Speedway. In memory of her, the Jerry Hetrick Memorial Race has been changed to the Hetrick Memorial for both Jerry and Marianne. Our thoughts and prayers are with the Hetrick family. Mini stock, the four-banger division, well, guess what? You can have a purse. That's right. The mini stocks were brought back to Antioch Speedway, put on the schedule for the 2020 season. It is intended to be a beginner class. It's a great place to start out, inexpensive when it comes to racing costs. The class has been struggling, though, to get a car count. But Chad and Tina Chadwick, they're not about to give up on this class, thankfully. Instead, they've decided to do something that seem other tracks are not doing, and that's offering a purse. So now the purse does come along with a stipulation. The stipulation is the car count has to be 5 or more cars there for there to be a purse. So on Saturday, August 22nd, providing 5 or more cars are there, Bob and Kelly from Quality Aero Maintenance have offered $100 for the winner. Chad and Tina have also agreed and are willing to add to the purse as well, with an additional $75 for second place, $50 for third, and $25 for the fourth place driver on August 22nd. If the car count continues to be 5 or more, the purse will continue as follows. The winner will get $75, second place $50, and third place will get $25. Let's get this class built up at Antioch Speedway. Let's get those 5 cars out there each and every time they're on the schedule. If you have a four-banger mini stock, if you're thinking about it, if you know of someone that has one, let's get them out there and go racing at Antioch Speedway and build up this four-banger mini stock class. I had the opportunity to chat with a couple of our young guns, a couple of the young teenagers that are racing out at Antioch Speedway on Saturday night. The first one I had the chance to talk to, the driver of the 03 Jay's Mobile Welding Hobby Stock, and it's Philip Aretta. He took home his first win in that hobby stock in a B-main event earlier this season, and on Saturday night he ran second to Quick Nick DiCarlo. He led most of the race before Nick passed him late in the race and finished second. Here with Philip Aretta, driver of the 03 Hobby Stock. Philip, got your first checkered flag in a B-main here earlier this year.
Yes, sir.
How's it going for you this year?
It's going pretty good, and as of right now, it's kind of a learning curve with the new tires, new setup, and everything that we have. But our whole family's trying to figure out, we got new cars coming in. We're trying to do the best we can to show up every week and just stay competitive like usual.
So you're in a car that your dad won some championships with, so you know it's 5 championships with the same car. So it's a good car. But the track has definitely changed with the widening.
The track is a lot different. It's a lot wider, and the banks aren't that steep, but it's a lot easier to get around the corners. It's a lot easier to pass. So it just creates better racing. Going around, no matter what, you can always go 3 wide into the corner. No matter what, if like the leaders are splitting like a lap car trying to go around, they can always do it. They don't have to wait. They can always be competitive.
Now you had mentioned the new tires. The G60s were optional at the beginning of the year, and then about a month and a half or so ago, they became mandatory.
Yes.
Did you start out the year on the G60s?
No, I didn't. I was low on funds, and I still had my 7-inch tires, so I ran with those. Later as the year went by, I started asking around, and I talked to an old friend, and he loaned me the tires. He said, "Here you go, have some fun, go do the best you can."
So does it change the handle, or how much does it change the handling or the feel of the car with those different tires?
I don't know. Tonight will be the first night on them.
Tonight's your first night on them?
Tonight will be the first night on the G6s for me.
All right, we'll have to hit up afterwards and see how it goes.
Yes, we will.
So what's your goal for the rest of the year?
Just to finish. Just to finish and take the car home in one piece.
And then next year, coming back in this, or you're going to step up?
That's another thing that we got to make with the team decision. We don't know if I'm going to step up or I'm going to keep going with this car. Because if I do step up, my little brother's going to step in this car.
Is he old enough yet?
Hell, I don't know. But he can drive. He's smart enough to where he knows where the brake and the gas are and what he has to do. But it's all a team decision on where it goes from here.
I heard he's going to be your passenger tonight.
Yes, he will be my passenger. He's been begging me all week, you know, can I be a passenger, can I ride with you? I was like, yeah, that's fine, we can do that. I can make that happen.
All right, so little Chemo's going to be in the passenger seat. Philip Beretta driving the 03 hobby stock. Thanks for having a few words.
No problem.
Philip Beretta, driver of the 03 hobby stock here at Antioch Speedway.
Of course, Philip is the son of the flying Hawaiian Chemo Beretta. Philip Beretta, driver of the 03 Jay's Mobile Welding Hobby Stock, finished second in the B main on Saturday night and 12th in the main event. Next up, I had the opportunity to talk to another young teenager. He's only been driving a race car for 3 months. He got a third place finish at Ocean Speedway back on July 31st. On Saturday night, he finished second behind Trevor Clements. He's only been racing for 3 months, racing in a sport modified, and finished third and then second. Next up is going to be a win. Of course, I'm talking about Andrew Pierce, driver of the 15P IMCA Sport Modified.
Here with Andrew Pierce, driver of the 15P IMCA Sport Modified. And Andrew, you're having some good runs out there in this thing.
Yeah, we got a couple good runs, but we were struggling for a couple weeks, and I found it last week at Watsonville, and hopefully we can find it this week too.
Say, last week down in Watsonville, you finished third.
Yeah.
Got a podium finish. How long you been running race cars?
3 months, 3-4 months.
Yeah, exactly. And you're running like a veteran.
Yeah, we'll just try to run smooth and not tear so much stuff up.
So what's the trickiest part about driving this thing?
Just being competitive, I think. Not messing up. Mistakes go a long way. And if you make mistakes, then it really costs you. So I think that's probably the trickiest thing, is not to mess up.
So are you going to run the California State Tour this week?
We're going to try to catch a couple. I don't know if we're going to get all of them, but we'll see how the night goes. Hopefully we don't tear nothing up, and hopefully we catch a couple.
So what's your goal tonight?
Top 5, win. I don't know. Not tear anything up.
Not tear it up and get up front.
Yeah.
So what did you do for hobbies before you got behind the wheel of a race car?
I played baseball for like 11 years, I think, and I still play. So.
What position? Or positions?
Pitcher and first base, everywhere, kind of.
A utility player?
Yeah.
Good deal. All right, well, you're doing a great job out there in this thing.
Thank you.
So go out and have some fun. And who do you want to say thanks for getting this thing on the racetrack every week?
My dad, my mom, Hogue Racing Team, Kellen Traffic Motorsports, Kenny New with ASI, Manure Money, Monumental Insurance Services, Paul Money with Vaca Valley, and everyone else that's on here.
All right, Andrew Pierce, congratulations, and you're running well, and look forward to seeing you on the racetrack.
Thank you.
Hard to believe Andrew's only been racing for 3 months. Congratulations to Andrew for his second place finish Saturday night, and I just know I'm going to see him in victory lane before the end of this year is over. Don't forget, this week it is the California IMCA Speed Week for IMCA Modifieds and IMCA Sport Modifieds. They are going to be at Antioch Speedway on Wednesday night, August 12th. You can see all the racing action at flowracing.com. Flow Racing is a place to be for this Wednesday night. Flow Racing has the entire schedule for California Speed Week. Joining the IMCA Modifieds and IMCA Sport Modifieds will be the Jay's Mobile Welding Hobby Stocks for the Antioch show. But we're not done racing for the week with that. We are going to be back on our regular schedule, and more importantly, back on Antioch Speedway TV. That's right. We are up and running, folks, with Antioch Speedway TV. Just go to AntiochSpeedway.tv. Get your subscription. You can see all the racing action from Antioch at AntiochSpeedway.tv. So Saturday, we got the Wingless Sprint cars going to be in town. The Delta Dwarf cars will be back in town with the Super Stocks, the Tri-State Pro Stocks, and the BCRA Midgets are going to be here on Saturday night, August 15th. You don't want to miss it. It's going to be a great night of racing. And again, you can see all of it on Antioch Speedway TV. Just go to AntiochSpeedway.tv and sign up, and you'll have all the action you can handle live and direct from Antioch Speedway, where action is the attraction. If you're going to be out there, don't forget COVID-19 rules are required to be followed. So if you're going to leave your pit, you do have to wear a mask. No more than 5 people plus the driver in each pit for each team. Again, this is to make sure that we keep up and running at Antioch Speedway. There is a COVID-19 test station located right outside the track on the weekends, so we are being watched. So make sure we are following the COVID-19 restrictions so that we can keep racing each and every Saturday night at Antioch Speedway for the remainder of the season. That's going to do it for this edition of Wiley's Race Report. I'm Wiley Wade. Until next time, good night, everybody. Damn it, Jim. Don't mess up again. 3, 2. Hello, Wiley. Yeah. Hi, how are you? Good to see you again. Yes. 3, 2. Speaking of the mini stocks, do want to reach out to all our mini stocks for the 18 millionth time. Boom. Thank you. 3, 2.
That was this past week's Wiley's Race Report, the current edition of Wiley's Race Report. At the very end, if you're wondering what that was, that's the blooper reel. I do post my bloopers, some of my bloopers. I won't say they're all there, but some of my bloopers. And again, it's easier on those to see it in video. We're working on a way to get you to see that in video, not just the audio, but just keep you up to date on what's going on. And with that, I had a special edition, excuse me, on Thursday night of the Wiley's Race Report Minute. And while we have a minute, I will play that for you as well. So here is Wiley's Race Report Minute for Thursday night, talking about the Wednesday night California IMCA Speed Week show here at Antioch Speedway, amongst some other stuff. Don't want to miss it. Here you go.
Hello, race fans. I'm Wiley Wade, and this is a Wiley. Hello, race fans. I'm Wiley Wade, and this is a Wiley's Race Report Minute. Want to talk about racing last night. That was August 12th, 2020, a Wednesday night show. That's right. It was the California IMCA Speed Week race at Antioch Speedway, night 3 of 6 for this series. And Travis Dutra took home the win in the Jay's Mobile Welding Hobby Stock Division main event. He is out of Martinez, California, driver of the 22 car. And I got some hobby stock news coming up. Don't go away. Next up in the IMCA Sport Modified Division, Garrett Jernigan, driver of the 4 car out of Bakersfield, California, made it 3 for 3. Also out of Martinez, California, the Martinez boys representing last night at Antioch Speedway in the 17 car took home the win for the IMCA Modifieds. Now, I want to address a rumor for the hobby stock division. There's been a rumor going around that the hobby stocks are going away next year because we're bringing in the IMCA stock cars. Folks, I want to put that dead stop right here, right now. That is 0% true. We will have hobby stocks next year. You will have a schedule. You will be on the schedule. We will have the division. It would be foolish for us to get rid of the hobby stocks, as the hobby stock division is one of our biggest and most consistent divisions at the racetrack. So, posted on our website is this little release. Hobby stocks, as you're aware, in 2021, the IMCA Stock Car Division is coming to Antioch Speedway. The decision to bring them in will have absolutely no effect on your class, other than some drivers deciding to move from the hobby stocks into the IMCA stock cars. Chad Chadwick, promoter at Antioch Speedway, wants to make it clear that the hobby stock class is not, I repeat, not going away. It is not going anywhere. Can I make it any clearer? Not going away. The hobby stocks will be back next year. There have been some rumors going around that the class is being ended. This is simply not the case. Antioch Speedway wants to put a stop to that rumor right here, right now. Hobby stocks, you will have a class. You will have a schedule at Antioch Speedway. The IMCA stock cars is an addition to hobby stocks. It is in no way, shape, or form a replacement for the hobby stocks. They are two different divisions, so please be aware and don't worry. Hobby stocks will be at Antioch Speedway for 2021. Hopefully that clears that up and we can move on. But looking forward to seeing the IMCA stock cars as well. That's going to do it for this edition of Wiley's Race Report. I'm Wiley Wade until this Saturday on Antioch Speedway TV. That's right, the only place to see all the racing action from Antioch is Antioch Speedway TV. How do you get there? Go to AntiochSpeedway.tv. Instead of .com, it's .tv. So AntiochSpeedway.tv. Sign up and you can watch all the action flag to flag, live and direct from Antioch Speedway, where action is the attraction. Until Saturday night, I'm Wiley Wade. Good night, everybody.
So that was Wiley's Race Report and Wiley's Race Report Minute. Hope you enjoyed those. Again, if you want to see the video part, head on over to Antioch Speedway Announcer on YouTube and Facebook. Also on Antioch Speedway by Promotions Facebook and AntiochSpeedway.tv on Facebook. And also on AntiochSpeedway.com. You can find them all on those places. And like I said, we are working on our TV network as we're getting up and running. We will have capabilities here soon. Is the plan to be able to show you these videos, and working on getting replays and stuff on the screen as well. But we are a baby network, and we will get there. But thank you for tuning in to Antioch Speedway TV here on AntiochSpeedway.tv. Do appreciate you choosing to be here on a Saturday night. Of course, if you're inside in air conditioning, it's a great place to be because it is, hot outside today here in Antioch, California. Thanks for tuning in. We are getting set in just a little bit to get our main events going. Until then, here's a little bit of music for your enjoyment. Don't go away.
There she stood in the street, smiling from my head to her feet. I said, hey, what is this? Now, baby, maybe she's in need of a kiss. I said, hey, what's your name, baby? Maybe we can see things the same. Now, don't you wait, hesitate. Let's move before they raise the parking rate. Let me tell you now. I took her home to my place, watching every move on her face. She said, look, what's your game, baby? Are you trying to put me in shame? I said, let's slow, don't go so fast. Don't you think that love can last? She said, love above. Now you're trying to trick me in love. All right now, baby, it's all right now.
All right, we got the officials lined up on the front straightaway. That must mean it is time for our national anthem. Please stand. Gentlemen, take off your hats if you're a soldier, an American Army, Marine, Air Force, Navy, Space Force. Thank you for your service to your country. Or if you've been in the past, thank you for your service. If you're a first responder, thank you for your service to your communities. With that, we're going to break out John Meyer's old favorite, Mr. Lee Greenwood, for tonight's rendition of the Star-Spangled Banner. Lee Greenwood with tonight's rendition of the Star-Spangled Banner. That means it's time to go main event racing. We got 4 main events for you tonight. The BCRA Midgets, the Dwarf Cars, the Wingless Sprint Cars, and the Super Stocks, all coming up in just a moment. Going to bring out the cars on the front straightaway and announce them tonight by the sounds of it. Don't forget, next Saturday night it is the Hetrick Memorial Race with the IMCA Modifieds, IMCA Sport Modifieds, the Hobby Stocks, and the Valley Four Bangers all in action for you next Saturday here at Antioch Speedway, where action is the attraction. On the 29th of August, the Delta Dwarf Cars, the Wingless Sprint Cars, Super Stocks, Tri-State Pro Stocks will be back, and the Valley Four Bangers, all for your racing enjoyment. You can see it all live on Antioch Speedway TV. That's AntiochSpeedway.tv. It's a place to be for all your racing enjoyment here live and direct from Antioch Speedway. I'm Wiley Wade. Next to me, Joe Peterson. Joe, we got the heat races went off smooth. No wrinkled race cars, which is always nice. Folks get to driving back on the trailer at the end of the night, but now we got to get down to the main events.
Oh yeah, we had an exciting one in that last sprint car heat race with DJ Johnson coming from, I believe it was 5th place, or yeah, 5th place.
Start at the back of the pack, yep.
And making that last, I shouldn't say last lap, but last corner pass. So looking forward to their main event actually coming up.
Of course, he won last time out, beating Dylan Bloomfield. Had to work to get around him. Dylan put up a heck of a fight and didn't quite make it to the finish, but got second in that case for Dylan. So Dylan, 14-year-old young man, moved up from the micros and hasn't finished worse than 6th, and that was up at Placerville when they had 31 race cars. He had to get into the main event and finish 6th in that main event. Got the Hart Charger Award for that night as well.
Yeah, for sure. I've personally I haven't really followed the whole the sprint car stories, but I've heard a lot of good things, a lot of good things about him, and I've seen a few of his highlights and a few of his races here at Antioch Speedway, and man, for how young he is, and he's a talented kid, I can tell, and I see the sky's the limit for him.
Yeah, if you want a chance, if you get a chance, head on over to AntiochSpeedway.tv on Facebook. I think it should have transferred over to Antioch Speedway by promotions. I did a live check-in from the pit area earlier, and he was one of the folks, him and his dad, I got to interview them both, and that was a good interview. You should check it out on Antioch Speedway by promotions and AntiochSpeedway.tv on Facebook. Getting the Dwarf cars lined up out back. They are going to be the first cars out on to the front straightaway. 20-lap main event for all the divisions tonight, except for, I believe, the BCRA cars are going to be running 16-lap feature. 600 to win, though. That's not bad. 200 for second, 200 for third. So, waiting for those Dwarf cars to come out. Don't forget, as we continue on the rest of the season, we are solid each and every Saturday night from now until the end of October. And then we're going to take about 3 weeks off or so and then race on, as we're calling it, it's the Turkey Night Show. 2-night show after Thanksgiving, the Friday and Saturday, for the IMCA Modifieds, IMCA Sport Modifieds, and the Hobby Stocks. That's going to be a lot of fun. Instead of going out and sitting in those long lines for shopping on Black Friday, we can go racing.
Yeah, for sure. And like I said before, it's out here in California, we just have the capability to just, kind of have a longer race season and even start earlier than some tracks do, causing because of weather or whatnot. But yeah, I'm looking forward to it. And racers too, kind of now just the race season is starting to progress longer. As you can tell, we used to have a longer winter, but just some racers aren't really doing anything in the off season. And hey, might as well just go racing.
Wait and see who ends up. I know. Last couple years we haven't done it here, but it had become our tradition. I think we're going to bring it back. I'm not sure. We'll have to wait for Chad, but the New Year's Day race could make a return this year. We'll have to wait and find out. Somebody will have a New Year's Day race. Whether it's us or not, someone's going to race on New Year's Day.
Yeah, for sure. We mostly the last, I believe it was last 3 years, last 3 or 2 years. I know we've seen that race out of Stockton, California, on the bigger track out there. So I think it'd be nice to bring it back out here to Antioch, closer to home for me, anyways.
I know the first time we did it was my first full season, and that was we did 2 days here. This is when John Soares had here, Merced, and Chowchilla, and we did 2 days here, a day at Merced, and a day in Chowchilla. As a 4-day event.
Oh yeah, the West Coast Nationals before that.
That was a lot of fun. That was my first experience in doing it quite that way. But all right, here we go. We got the Delta Dwarf cars rolling out. Yeah, he scratched. So the original pole sitter scratch, we'll get to him in a little bit. Bob's going to walk to the back of the pack, and we will get these cars announced. Delta Dwarf cars, a new club that they started here at this racetrack this year. And Danny Wagner was told, you're not going to be able to start a dwarf car club. And not only did he start it, he had a very successful regional event back in July, to the point where we should have a national event next year. So Fabulous Bob with that brand spanking new sparkling white and black flag at the back of the pack. He's standing next to a car that we're going to announce first. That is the 18 car. And it helps if I get my right screen up here. Out of the 18 car out of, Danville. Dublin, I'm sorry. Wagner Racing, Cam Racing, and Grandma sponsorship, the 18 Double D. That's Devin Cameraman. And he moves up to the next car out of Concord, California. King Motorsport, TNT Racing out of Concord again. The 88 Double D, Travis Day.
And to his inside, that's going to be the 76D Trinity Shores out of Cameron Park, California. And to the outside in the third row, that's going to be the 812 Double D of Chance Russell out of Rio Vista, California.
And then to the inside on that third row, a gentleman that, as I said, has had a lot of personal issues of late. Glad to see him out here. Winner of heat race number 2 out of Brentwood, JNS Auto Glass Incorporated. Seductive Sounds, West Coast Green Rush sponsorship. The 43 car of the kid, Sean Catucci. Outside the second row out of Placerville, California, Reading Brothers Racing, Crane Inspection Agency, and Betty's Pit Shack Girls. It's a 99N of Gage Myers.
And to his inside in the 47 Double D, that's going to be Mario Marquez out of Tracy, California. And in front row, outside, in the 00 Double D, Butch Mike Casaro out of Tracy, California.
And our pole sitter out of Tracy, California, he inherited the pole after Roberto Monroy had to scratch. So that inside line moved up out of Tracy, California to Morgan Motorsports, M&M chassis sponsored 20N, Joe LeDuc. That's our starting lineup for tonight's Dwarf Car main event here at Antioch Speedway. Fabulous Bob going to get him to fire up and roll off, and he's going to climb back up the perch.
An unfortunate event still happening for Berto Monroe.
Roberto Monroy just cannot catch a break this year. He keeps breaking. Feel bad for the guy. Hopefully he can get that thing straightened out. We do have a big double show, the Dwarf Car Open coming up in October, so hopefully he gets all that worked out well before then. We have races for the Dwarf Cars coming up. These cars are full-blown. If you're not familiar with Dwarf Cars, back east, the ones that come out of like the Charlotte area called the Legends cars, same kind of idea. They are scaled down cars, but they're full-blown race cars, full-blown purpose-built chassis, full-blown suspensions. The engines are around 1,100 cc motorcycle engines, but it's all 100% race car. These are not in any way, shape, or form anything but a race car, and they have all the adjustments to them. And I'll tell you what, I used to race one, they are a blast to drive well.
For sure. So for the fans that don't know, we have a dwarf cars, which are our dirt ones, our dirt version, and legends are our asphalt versions that Wiley was speaking of. And green flag's going to drop.
Down the front straightaway to turn number 1. Joe Ledoux on the low side. Here comes Mike Casaro on the high side. He falls back in line. But look at that. Mario Marquez, where did he come from? He's taking the lead going down the back straightaway into turn number 3.
Oh, they're 4 wide.
Oh, one car up in the wall.
Up on the wall.
He stayed on the gas. He's still on the gas. Now he's shut down.
I think that's going to bring out our first caution.
Oh, another car spins. Mike Casaro spins in turn number 2. Yellow flag is out.
But Joe Ledoux's going to bring out
Joe
our first
Ledoux.
caution as he rim-railed the wall.
He was on the outside going into turn 4. He entered the turn 2 wide. By halfway through the turn, as you called, 4 wide. But his car slid up over the cushion, hit the wall, climbed the wall. He stayed in the gas. He rode around the wall for about 25 yards before he came off and spun down to the inside. That was a heck of a ride right there.
I just want to say I hope one of our photographers caught that photo because I would love to buy that picture.
Yeah, no doubt. So hopefully Tim out there got it on camera as well. So have to. Hey Tim, did you get that? Thumbs up. Awesome. Have to watch the replay later. That was a heck of a ride for Joe Ledoux
on the wall.
All right, and he's still out there. He is. He's still coming down the front straightaway. He is getting the black flag with the white X, which means you need to go get a mechanical issue fixed.
Unfortunate event.
Going to have that take a look at. So, Texas style restart. We did get that first lap in, so 1 down, 19 to go. Mike Casaro on the point. Second is going to be the kid, Sean Catucci. Third will be Mario Marquez in the 47 car. Fourth will be the 88 Double D of Travis Day. Fifth, the 99N of Greg Myers. Devin Cameron in the 6th spot. 7th is the 812 of Chance Russell. And at the back of the pack, 76-0 of Trinity Shores out of Cameron Park, California. Got them lined up, Texas style restart. So Texas style restart, if you're not familiar with it, over this past week watching the Speed Week coverage on from all the different tracks. Some of them call it Delaware Start, and there's different names for it. We call it Texas Restart. What it means is the leader's on the front row by himself. The second place car gets to choose high side or low side in row 2. And everyone else falls in line appropriately behind him that way. Mike Casaro missed a couple races earlier this year. Glad to have him back in that 00 Double D car. Fabulous Bob, give him the 1 to go sign up on the flag stand. One more time around, we'll go green flag racing. 4 wide, not bad, huh, Joe?
4 wide, not even the first lap complete. So these guys want this win for surely. Let's see who's going to take it. It looks like Joe Ledoux is not going to come back out or make the call.
Hearing on the radio that the wheel is going back on. He's working his way back towards staging, I do believe. May end up a lap or 2 down by the time he gets back out because the green flag back in the air.
Green flag back in the air. Casaro's going to jump to the lead. Marquez has a nice run, but it looks like it's going to be the 47.
They touch.
Keep him going. They got to keep him going.
Casaro gets into Catucci, who then Casaro spins sideways and he gets hit. Devin Cameron's got smoke coming out of the 18 Double D, but we stay under green flag. Here comes the Joe Ledoux car. He's over in staging. He'll be coming back out as the field rushes by. But Catucci is your leader going down the front straightaway into turn number 1.
Yeah, Catucci leading the field right now. And it looks like Commerman. And he slows. And it looks like the 88 of Travis Day runs into the side of him. And now he really has a lot of smoke pouring out of the back of that car. I don't know, possibly something with the motor or possibly overheating.
Looking to see, I think he's got tire smoke. Yep, his Nerf bar on the right side is rubbing the right rear tire, so that is tire smoke on the 18 Double D. As our leader comes up off turn number 4, it is the 43 of Sean Catucci.
Yeah, Sean Catucci has a nice gap lead in front of him.
3.58 second lead from Catucci back to Mario Marquez. That tire on the 18 Double D continues to smoke as that Nerf bar on the right side has been pushed into the right rear tire. Another lap into the book. 6 down, 14 to go.
But cameraman is still holding on, and it looks like he wants to get a little piece of Marquez as he drops down to the inside. Marquez pushes up to the middle, and he's going to make the pass, possibly down the back straightaway.
That car, that drag on that tire has got to be slowing him down a little bit, because that's a lot of smoke coming off there. That's putting a lot of pressure on there. So he has some loss of speed due to that damage there on the right side.
Yeah, for surely. I don't know. It could possibly mess up the handling as well. Now, as you can see, he's getting past. With 12 laps to go, let's see if that tire can hold on.
That last lap of 16:86 on the stopwatch, 80.071 seconds for Sean Catucci last time by. He's got over a straightaway lead over Travis Day. Day down the back straightaway into turn number 3. He's now got a little bit of room over Devin Camberman. I'll give you a split this time by as Catucci goes by, and at the line, it is 5.67 second lead right now.
Yeah, Catucci's just flying around here right now. Travis Day possibly, let's see if he can make up some time on Catucci.
Cameraman finally loses that right rear tire. Sorry, Joe, to interrupt you, but that tire finally goes down on the cameraman car.
Oh, yeah, it wasn't able to hold up, and it looks like he's going to try to make it to the, yeah, the tire's blown.
Gets a black flag with a white X. He's got to go get that changed.
And Catucci's still just railing on these guys. He has a nice lead. I want to say at least 7-second lead on Travis Day. With the 8-12, I believe the 8-12 of Chance Russell running in third. And Marquette has fallen back to 5th position.
Give you a breakdown this time by as Catucci went by. Now here comes Travis Day. It is just 7.08 seconds between first and second. Sean Catucci just pulling away in this main event for the Delta Dwarf cars here at Antioch Speedway.
And as you can see, they spread out and they kind of slow it down as Day gets around lap traffic. That was the 20 of Joe LeDuc.
Travis Day did not want to have that much trouble getting around. He's now a full half straight, or a full half a track behind, as our leaders 1663 on the stopwatch, 81.179 miles an hour, fast racetrack.
Yeah, and Catucci, like I said, he just has just dominate on the field as we come to 5 laps to go.
He's putting a 5th place car, Mario Marquez, a lap down, coming up off turn number 2.
And it looks like possibly can Chance Russell get a piece of Travis Day as they both run the same line in the inside.
Watching that battle for second up off turn number 2, down to back straightaway into turn number 3. It is Day and Russell coming up off turn number 4. And Travis Day has it by about 5 car lengths.
Russell's going to gain on him a little bit in 3 and 4, and they're going into 1 and 2.
Our leader up off turn number 4, just to keep you up to date where he is at. 3 laps remain. But that battle for second continues. Up off turn number 4, Travis Day has it. Russell wants it, but he's losing a little bit of ground now, I think, Joe.
Yeah, they're both running the same line, not really searching, so it's kind of hurting. It's kind of hurting Russell a little bit. But to me, I'm sorry to interrupt you. To me, it looks like he kind of gains on him a little bit through 3 and 4.
Camera back out. I did want to say, coming around for the white flag this time for the kid, Sean Catucci, up off turn number 4. One more time around.
Catucci sees a white flag, and he has this one sealed up in the book. It looks like unless a mechanical failure or something happens to him, that he's going to win this main event tonight.
Catucci down the back straightaway into turn number 3. He's staying low. He's got 2 slower cars in front of him. He could walk across the line, get out and push that thing. He's so far ahead. Checkered flag in the air. Sean Catucci with the win after starting back in the 4th row on the inside.
Like second place is going to go to Travis Day with Chance Russell in the top 3.
Travis Day starting back in the 8th spot. Russell started in the 6th spot. Mike Casaro finished in the 4th, and Mario Marquez finished 5th. Sean Catucci, class of the field in that main event for the Delta Dwarf cars. Holy smokes, that last lap of 17:33 slowed down about 4 miles an hour as he had the 2 slower cars in front of him. 77.900 miles an hour. I'm going to head down to victory lane. way down to Victor Lane. The kid Sean Catucci out of the race. Sean, I'll tell you what, I know you've had some issues here of late personally, so it's nice to have you back at the racetrack. First of all, wow, what a dominating win. I don't know if you know it, but you were more than a half a straightaway in front of second place.
Yeah, I want to thank Danny Wagner getting my car set up. Ever since he's touched it, it's been nothing but easy to drive. So all the praise to him. It's been a long 7 weeks of my life. Just found out I had a tumor, and found out it was all good Friday. I said, let's go racing, and I can't even tell you how bad I needed this.
I know I've been watching your updates on Facebook, so it was great to see you come out here today, and you just went out there and smoked them. Did you have any issues at all with this car on the racetrack tonight? Because you were fast all night long.
Nah, we're good. It felt good not watching TV in my house and just being outside with my friends and seeing everybody's beautiful smiles. And I just want to thank Antioch for putting on a badass, excuse my language, track. And I want more.
All right, so who do you want to say thanks to? All your sponsors for getting you out here each and every week.
First, I want to thank my fiance taking care of me. It's been rough. My glass company, J&S Auto Glass, Wagner Racing, Empire RC, KKJ Media, West Coast Green Rush, and my mom, dad, Andy, my brother. It's a team effort.
Congratulations, Sean, the kid Catucci, winner of tonight's main event for the Delta Dwarf cars here at Antioch Speedway. Up next, we got the BCRA cars coming out. We'll give you the starting lineup in just a minute.
First one, you can do that one.
What kind of tumor did he have, Wayne?
In his liver.
Really?
All right, so we're going to read off the starting lineup for the BCRA midgets. And the number...
Starting out the back of the pack, the 99 car of Robert Carlson, defending BCRA champion. Car owned by Howard and Kathy Seeger. Robert's father is a former BCRA champion, Glenn Carson. He is a crew chief. It's an Ellis chassis, so let's give it up for Robert Carson.
And to his inside, and the number 12 in the Spike chassis, S-Slinger, brand new car from Indiana. It's going to be Jarrett Soares.
Those two cars, BCRA midgets, here in the midgets lights. Starting on the point, those two are going to have to chase this next one. Danica Jo Parker from Oakdale, Rookie of the Year in the BCRA midget lights in 2018. She's a medical student at Stanislaus College. And she's driving with a Kawasaki engine and an ART chassis. Father, Dan Parker, is a car owner and the crew chief. Give it up for Danica Jo Parker. So Danica gets to start on the point. The other two cars, she has a starter in her car. The other two don't. So they have to get pushed off. 16-lap main event from what I've...
They didn't give me a paper.
16-lap main event for the BCRA midgets slash midget lights. And again, Danica Jo Parker gets to start on the point. She plays the fox. The other two playing the hounds. They got to try to catch her.
Oh yeah, this should be interesting. From the heat race, as you can see, Jared Soris just had that car dialed in.
So he's going to fall to the back of the back. This is going to be fun because now the racetrack is faster than it was.
Oh yeah, for sure. So we'll see these guys trying different lanes, and let's just see how this one goes.
16 laps. 600 to win for the main event winner, 200 for second and 200 for third. So good luck to our field. Bringing them around, Danica Jo Parker on the gas. Green flag in the air down the front straightaway. Parker goes into turn number 1. Here comes Soris. He looks to the outside of the Carson car coming up off turn number 2.
Soris looking for that moisture on the top. It looks like it slows up.
Danica Jo at the line, 1 lap in, 15.86 seconds, 85.120 miles an hour, but battle for second coming up off turn number 2. Soris keeps going in high, and his car is just not sticking on the exit of the turn.
Carson's holding his own on the inside, but it looks like Jared Soris is going to get around him, and possibly it looks like he's going to take the outside of Parker as well.
Danica Jo pulls down and dives down at turn number 1. They touch between Carson and Soris.
And she comes to a complete stop and then keeps going. So
she's having a little bit of trouble in the center of the turn the last lap, but this time gets through turns 1 and 2 okay. And she's saying, you boys, Carson and Soris, you guys just keep racing. I'm going to pull away here.
Yeah, she's actually holding up her own pretty good.
Carson got loose over in turn number 3 that last time by.
Let's see if Jared Soris is going to apply some pressure on her. Possibly try to give her a little spook and get by her a little bit.
Her car once again getting a little bit loose there in the center of the turn, and she's almost coming to a stop, as you said.
Yeah, and this time she kind of gets a little sideways, but she still hangs on. She managed to hang on and hold off these two BCRA midgets and her midget light, I should say. But it looks like Soris is going to have the power. Yeah, and he's just going to have the power going out of coming out of turn 2, and this time he's going to take the lead.
He went down the front straightaway and kind of cut down on her to keep her from sliding up that time, going down into turn number 1 and got the lead.
And this time it looks like he's going to try to sail away. As you can obviously tell, the power ratio between the first and second car, you can tell Jared Soris just has a lot more power than she does right now.
Soris up off turn number 4. Give you a stopwatch time on him. He is at 1483, 91.032 miles an hour in that 12 car.
And I'm still trying to wonder, Robert Carson's maybe having troubles as he did in the heat race because he just managed to not be up there racing with Soris and Jo Parker for some reason, and it looks like he was kind of off the pace. I don't know, maybe if he's just
smoke coming out of the side of that car.
Looks like I seen smoke when he went into turn 3, but I think something's wrong with that motor. He's going to pull it off to the infield.
He is the defending BCRA champion, and he is done for the night, looks like.
Yeah, it's going to be a wrap for him tonight.
But Soris has got to be happy with the way that car is handling. I mean, it's a brand new car. I know he's not competing against a lot of cars, but it doesn't look like it's ill handling. It looks like it's handling pretty darn well.
Yeah, the car looks like it's handling. Once again, like I said, I think he's out here really kind of maybe possibly doing a test run for maybe a bigger car series, BCRA event. But yeah, he's really just running away with it right now, and I believe it's 3 laps to go.
Looks like he's got about halfway, 4 laps to go, half a racetrack lead right now over Danica Jo Parker as he comes up off turn number 4. He is, if you've noticed, down on the north end of the racetrack, he is starting to get that racing line higher and higher. He's right up against the cushion that last time by.
Yeah, he's pushing up the cushion a little bit higher. And as you can tell, the middle and the inside of the track is starting to lay down the rubber, starting to get black. So he gets 2 laps to go for Jared Soris.
Real quick, let's check in with our second place car, Danica Jo Parker, as she comes around turn number 4. Down the front straightaway, heard a little whine out of that race car. Not sure if that's something wrong or if that's just the way it happens, but white flag in the air. It's a line for our leader.
Yeah, white flag. And like I said, honestly, possibly you can just, with the power difference, you can hear them in the cars as they come across the front straightaway. But that's not going to matter because Jared Soares is going to take the checker flag here in BCRA midget main event. And rounding out your top two, that's going to be Danica Joe Parker finishing in second position.
Soares cannot be unhappy with the way his car ran here tonight.
Yeah, for sure. For a brand new car, like I said, I seen them out here for the practice. For the practice, and they're trying to get the bugs out of the car, and he comes here for the BCRA race and wins it.
There you go.
Congratulations.
There he climbs out of the race car. Jared Soares.
Yes, sir.
Hey, not a bad first outing with your brand new race car.
Not bad. Got the bugs worked out. Felt pretty good.
It didn't look like it was the first time on the racetrack for it tonight, right?
Second time. We did practice with it a couple weeks back on that Wednesday practice night.
So first time out under competition, and it looked like it handled well all night long.
Handled really well. Horn, my dad, Brian, Carson, everyone just puts their butts out for us. So real good race car. Really happy to drive it. Fortunate.
Took you a few laps to get around Danica Joe Parker, but once you did, you checked out. But how was it trying to get around? I mean, she's running in a lesser car than what you have, so she put up a good fight.
Oh, yeah, definitely. That was fun. Just got to open track and then just tried to put together good laps and just run it like I was the only car out there.
All right, you got something else to do tonight, don't you?
Yeah, I got to hop in the spec sprint, try and get that one done too. So
trying to make it 2 for 2 tonight.
That's the goal, man. That's why we showed up here.
All right, Jared Soares, winner of tonight's BCRA Midgets race. Congratulations. Who helps you get on the racetrack every week?
Man, CNH, Veteran Enterprises, Addicted Industries, Bennick Enterprises, Soares Motorsports, my whole family, Brian Sperry, Anthony Horn right here, Russell. He couldn't be here. A bunch of guys help us out, so it's a team effort.
Congratulations. Good luck in your next race.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
All right, heading up, and we're going to bring the Super Stocks out for their main event up next. Starting at the back of the pack, out of Antioch, California, Jay's Mobile Welding, BRG Racing and Dyno, Chad Hammer Racing Engines, DeCarlo Racing Products, Hot Sauce Motorsports Photography, Delta Transmission, Brentwood Embroidery, his wife and family. It's Chad Hammer.
And in the third row, on the outside, and the number 99 out of Danville, California in the Cresco. Mark Scott Construction. Freely Excavating. It's Jim Freely.
Jim Freely and also Ryland Racing on that car. Out in the inside of third row, it is the 48 car. That's John Evans.
And in the 13A out of Antioch, California, Bass Medical Group and Heartburn Center of California, Fancy Hoods, Stan's Transmission out of Antioch, California, it's Mike Wilco.
Wilco in the 13A. On the inside of row number 2, the 77 car of Chris Long out of Antioch, California. J. Keith Trucking, Hot Shots Motorsports Photography, Chad Hammer Racing Engines, Zelch Transmission, LB Vinyl. Again, Chris Long.
And you're on your outside, your front row in the number 12 out of Walnut Creek. It's going to be Ryan Chesrin. Cerizian. My apologies.
Ryan Terezian in that 12 car, and on the point out of Concord, California, driving a 2002 Cutlass, it's Mike Gustafson. Super Stocks getting set to go racing. 20-lap main event for the Super Stocks here tonight. Mike Gustafson, he's always a danger when he's on the starting on the point, that is for sure. In that 2 car, Ryan Terezian in that 12 El Camino, a 72 Chevy El Camino is what that is. Mike Welko in the 13A. Some of his other sponsors, A&A Auto Parts, Antioch Muffler, Pro Motorsports, All Spec Sheet Metal, and Ferrari Racing Engines in that 13A. Another one to watch out for. Jim Freely, always a danger to win in that 99 car. 2 races ago, that race car ended up in victory lane, but Fast Freddie Ryland was behind the wheel. Freely won the heat race earlier tonight after Chris Long got penalized 1 position for rough driving after trying to make his pass on Freely. Chad Hammer at the back of the track in that orange 94 car. One to watch out for as well. Had a good interview with him a couple episodes ago of Wiley's Race Report. You should check that out. Didn't even get into everything in his life, but he's had an interesting life. He used to be a semi-pro football player.
As we get set to go green. Oh, green flag drops. And it's going to be Mike Gustafson who jumps to the early lead.
Cerizian hops up over the cushion and loses a spot.
Yeah.
But he fights back hard on the outside in turn number 3.
Rails the outside. And, oh, it looks like they're dead even, him and Chris Long at the line. Cerizian now on the back end of Gustafson, and he's going to motor past him. Digs off of that cushion. It's going to be Cerizian leading the second lap.
I don't know if you can tell from the ambient sound, there's one car with a much deeper throatier voice on it. That is the 13A of Mike Welko. His exhaust sounds so much different than everybody else. Cerizian up on the high side, working the cushion, running around the rim. He's got Chris Long about 5 car lengths back, side by side. That's the battle we're going to watch for a minute. Side by side action between Mike Welko and Mike Gustafson. Coming up off turn number 2. Jim Freely not moving forward like I expected him to.
Yeah, Freely having a little trouble. Looks like that car is probably be a little bit too tight.
That lap of 17:02, 79.318 miles an hour. This is a fast racetrack here again tonight at Antioch Speedway for Cerizian and the rest of this super stock field.
Oh, yeah. And Cerizian's just digging, just riding off of that cushion, has that right rear just right into the cushion. And it looks like, no, and he still holds on to it, but he's pulling away from the fields just so slightly.
Let's watch our battle for second as we got Mike Welko on the inside, Chris Long on the high side. They're still side by side. They've been that way for an entire lap. Coming up off turn number 4, Chris Long with a slight advantage coming down the front stretch, but Welko battles back on the inside into turn number 1.
Yeah, and I'm pretty sure Chris Long probably wants to get this win after having been set back in his heat race position.
Coming up off turn number 4, Long now gets out in front of Mike Welko by about a car length. Going down the front straightaway into turn number 1. Welko moves his racing lineup, enters turn number 1 high, but diamonds it off and cuts down low into turn number 2. That gets him inside, down the back straightaway inside of Chris Long coming up off turn number 4.
Chris Long just has that nice run off of that outside on turn 4, as you can tell.
Welko seems to have a better entrance on turn 1 than Chris Long does, and he makes up a lot of ground there. But Chris Long has a good exit on the turns, and that's where he makes up ground on Welko.
Yeah, for sure. And they're just doing battle, and it's allowing Serezian to just keep pulling away.
Yeah, we haven't forgotten Ryan Serezian, but he's so far out front. We're watching the battle for second because that's where all the action is right now.
Serezian coming on lap traffic.
Here comes Welko again underneath Chris Long. Down the front straightaway, side by side into turn number 1. What a battle for second we have coming up off turn number 2. Welko that time gets through the exit of the turn. Freethy spins in turn number 2. He goes through the infield. We stay under the green flag, but that battle for second. Up off turn number 4, Chris Long still has it.
Yeah, Freely just not looking like his normal self. But Chris Long and Welko just going at it, and Welko kind of leans on Chris Long a little bit down the back straightaway. He has that inside lane. Chris Long has that outside. It looks like the outside is going to prevail, and he's going to lead the lap.
Looked like Chris Long had a little bit of bobble coming up off turn number 2. Looks like he suddenly had to get off the gas last time by, and that opened up the door. But now he's back out in front. He's got a car length lead over Mike Welko. But Welko dives back on the inside into turn number 3. They got a slower car of John Evans up in front of them, as they are about 6.5 seconds behind Ryan Serezian in that 12 El Camino. That battle for second continues to come up off turn number 2.
Yeah, let's see if Mike Welko is going to possibly try to use this as a pick. And it looks like Chris Long's going to block his lane, so...
Welko thought about for a second there going in between those two cars coming up off turn number 4. Now he dives back underneath Chris Long. They touch coming up off turn number 4 or 2.
And man, these guys are just doing battle. This is excellent racing.
They run. Chris Long gets loose. They rub. That gives Mike Welko the advantage. Welko up to second. Here comes Chris Long. He crosses over back underneath, but his car pushed up the hill. Did not work on that low side at all.
And it's going to be Mike Welko. He's going to take that second place position from Chris Long. And like I said, Mike Gustafson, our number 12 car is just out front.
Well, Ryan Serezian in the 12 car crosses the line with 3 laps remaining. 16.27 seconds, 82.975 miles an hour for Ryan Serezian in the Chevy El Camino. Welko now walking away a little bit. Welko gets loose. He goes through the infield. Chris Long says, "Thank you very much, Mike." 2 to go. A lot of traffic in front of our leader this time, but he's a half a racetrack in front of Chris Long and Mike Welko. What a battle between these two. Battle for second place.
And it looks like Ryan Serezian is going to see the white flag. And let's see if Mike Welko could possibly get Chris Long after he bobbled. Chris Long holding on to that second place position.
Welko got hecka loose in turn number 2 that time when he let Chris Long get back out in front of him. But meanwhile, checkered flag in the air for Serezian.
Serezian's going to take the win.
That battle for second into turn number 3. Coming up off turn number 4, Chris Long has it. And he's going to hold on with Mike Welko finishing in the 3rd spot. Mike Gustafson 4th. And 5th will be Jim Freethy. Jim just did not move up through the field like I thought he would.
Yeah, he's having troubles with that car today.
Last lap of 16.92, 79.787 miles an hour.
Ryan Serezian pulls around the victory lane. Getting the helmet off. Ryan climbing out of his El Camino.
Yeah!
There he is.
Hell yeah! Yeah, my first win, baby. There you go. Wow! Finally, huh? Thank you. Great track. Good interview.
Ryan Serezian. That's right. First win, huh?
This is my first win in the stock car division. Sorry, I lost my voice. I was screaming in the car. Man, it's a long time coming. It was a great track. Really happy to race here. Fun night.
I'll just say, I don't know if you know it or not, but you were just like on a Sunday drive because like there was no one near you.
I didn't know who was behind me. I saw some of the guys up. I was coming up the lap, and they were the faster cars, so I didn't know exactly who was behind me and how far they were behind me. But my crew guy was doing this. So I don't know what that meant. I guess that means I'm on the wheel.
So your car just looked like it didn't miss a beat the entire night. Looks like you were just hooked up and out for a Sunday drive. How did you have any issues at all?
In the main, I did not. It got a little hot. Got about 2:30 there towards the end, but I had some misfortune in the heat race, and I couldn't get the car to work. So I did a bunch of changes to it, and ended up working out pretty well.
All right, first win. Now you get to go have fun with that in your.
Yeah, this is 5 years in the making. 66 races, so this is the 67th was the winner.
Well, congratulations, Ryan Serezian. Who do you want to say thanks for getting out here on the racetrack?
Oh, I gotta thank everybody back there, my crew for busting their butt, my dad, my girlfriend, and then my sponsors, Serezian Insurance Agency, R&J Construction, Unique Pest Control, and everybody else that I'm forgetting about. It's been a long haul, and I'm appreciative of everybody who's helped me out so far.
Ladies and gentlemen, our winner of the Super Stock event here tonight, Ryan Serezian, taking home his first win in the stock car division. Congratulations, Ryan.
Thank you.
Good job. All right, let's see. That means so I got those three divisions. That means we have one division left, and that would be the wingless sprint cars getting ready to roll out. Give you the starting lineup here in just a minute. Well, ladies and gentlemen, thanks again for tuning in to Antioch Speedway TV, our new platform, so you no longer have to search around or figure out week to week where we're going to be. We're always going to be on Antioch Speedway TV. With the caveat, it might be a odd time when we're on something else for one of the big shows or something. Hearing some rumors that the Bill Bowers Memorial might have a special event to it. We'll find that out and let you know when we do know. With that, let's give you the starting lineup for the wingless sprint car. Starting at the point,
Out of Concord, California, Ali Shararni, DDS, the Car Doctor, and Underground Barbecue are the sponsors. The car number 77S, and the name is Ryan Silverling. Outside the front row, it is our 2019 Wing Sprint Car champion, Black Bear Diner, Contra Costa Radiator, and Diablo Pools, and the Linex-sponsored 69 car of Jacob Tuttle.
And in your second row, in the number 33, out of Oakley, California, in your Air One Heating and Air Conditioning, Napa Auto Parts, Brentwood, KC's Auto Body, Delta Contracting, Unique Pest Control, it's going to be Dylan Bloomfield in the number 33. And to his outside, it's going to be the number 36 out of Oakley, California, also in the excuse me, also in the Air One Heating and AC, Oakley Collision Center, Wayne Swisher Center, Delta RC Racing Hobbies, Bob Newberry in the number 36.
If we ever get to have fans back in the stands this year, his sponsor there, RC Raceway Hobbies, they're going to donate, typically they donate some RC cars to give away. So look forward to hopefully having them back. But thanks for that on those. Row number 3 on the inside is our 2019 champion, RSM Racing Engines, Atherton Tax Services, Ions, Cool Fire Studios, Hot Shots Motorsports Photography, and King Racing sponsored 2N of Shannon Newton to his outside. It is out of Concord, Hot Shots Motorsports Photography, and Main Machine sponsored. That, of course, is Dan Gonerman.
And in your third row, in the 6K, out of Frendale, California, in the Simpsons Motorsports, Apache Pools, Barnett Lodging, Windley Ranches, it's Daniel Whitley in the 6K. And to his outside, in the number 12, you just seen him on track inside, is winning in his midget. In the number 12, that's going to be Jared Soares out of Gilroy, California, and the CNH Vintage Enterprises Bennick Enterprises Hunt Magnetos sprint car, Jared Soares.
Jared Soares, of course, won the midget race in that CNH Veteran Enterprises car. And in our fifth and final row on the inside is winner last time out of our main event and winner of heat race number 2 tonight. Out of Stockton, California, Halstead Real Estate Team at Keller Williams Real Estate. He wants to say thanks to them, brand new sponsor for them. Bill's Tire Service off Pacheco, Shaw Motorsports, and engine tuning by Bob. It is a 33 DJ of DJ Johnson. And on the rear of the field, winner of heat race number 1 out of Santa Rosa, California with T&K Mobile. It is the 50 car of Tony Bernard.
Yeah, and let's not forget the battle that DJ Johnson and Daniel Whitley had in that Heat 2 race with DJ Johnson getting him on the last corner, coming out of the last corner.
Yep, after Whitley made a little mistake, that's all it takes. And that is our starting lineup for the wingless sprint cars here tonight for our final main event of the evening, 20-lap main event. Ryan Silverling out of Concord, California, and a Gambler chassis is on the point outside the front row. It is our 2019 Wing Sprint Car champion out of Oakley, California, Jacob Tuttle, having a lot of fun, he said, in these wingless sprint cars. Just trying to fill some time, trying to go racing more than what he can in the Wing Sprint Car. And he says he's just having a whole lot of fun in this wingless sprint car. You can see an interview with him coming up on this week's edition of Wiley's Race Reports.
Nothing helps a driver more than laps on a track, so that's always good.
Getting these cars pushed off, thanks to all our DNF crew, the drivers that bring their personal vehicles out here to push these cars off, and the guys and gals that come out and help clean up accident scenes. They're volunteers. They're not paid. So they are called the DNF crew. Got Tiny down the front straightaway right now in that silver tow truck. He comes out each and every week in his tow truck and helps out. We got the Jeeps out there, and it just takes a lot to put on races here at Antioch Speedway, and we definitely want to say thank you to the DNF crew. And for the DNF crew members that can't be here, we can't wait till you come back. Deborah and Mike, a couple of them I'm thinking of. Thanks. We miss you out here. Can't wait to see you guys back at the racetrack. Thanks to all the officials who come out each and every Saturday and help put this show on. We've got folks like Fabulous Bob up on the flag stand, Steven down there in turn number 4 picking up some junk off the front straightaway, Carl on the back straightaway, Bad Brad Myers over in turn number 2. We got Matt in turn number 1. We got Larry running around here doing anything and everything he is supposed to do. We got Rich, our race director, down at the other end of the booth down here. Andrea, our scorer, who turned 25 last week. Happy belated birthday, Andrea. 25 years old and counting. And you, folks tuning in to Antioch Speedway TV. Without you, we couldn't be here doing this. We wouldn't have a reason to be here doing it. And when you're able to come out to the racetrack, we appreciate it when you're here in person. And we do miss having you here and can't wait for you to be back in the stands here at Antioch Speedway.
Yeah, for sure. Fans don't understand how much, they are actually, a lot of percentage of what helps the racetrack and kind of what could also break a racetrack as well. So with fans tuning in, unfortunately, we can't have you in the stands as of right now with the whole COVID issue. But hopefully you guys are watching and having a blast at home. And
I do want to say thanks to two more people, Chad and Tina Chadwick.
Yeah, for sure.
Owners of Promotions, the new promoters here at Antioch Speedway. They have poured their heart and souls into this racetrack this year, getting it up and running. And boy, what a year to take over a racetrack, a year where you can't have fans and stuff. And they are doing an amazing job. So thanks, Chad and Tina. And folks, without your support, what happened to Myrtle Speedway tonight could happen at any racetrack. Myrtle Speedway, racing for like 67 years, tonight's their last night. They are getting shuttered and getting torn down because they lost the fans. So we appreciate you being here, whether it's on TV or whether it's in the stands or both, and green flag in the air.
Yes, it's going to be green flag in the air, and it's going to, looks like it's going to be the
Jacob Tuttle in the 69 car down the back straightaway. He is in the lead with Bob Newberry in the second spot.
Newberry ran in
Look at that in third place. That is Dylan Bloomfield in that 33 car. Fourth, Jared Soares. Fifth, Ryan Silverling. Sixth, Dan Gonerman. Seventh is the Daniel Whitley car.
Keep your eye on DJ Johnson starting deep, but
working his way forward.
That's going to be Tuttle is going to lead lap number 2.
DJ Johnson, you're talking about him. He's already picked off 6 race cars coming up off turn number 2 on the second lap.
It looks like Bob Newberry's searching around, looking for something to get around Tuttle with Dylan Bloomfield and Jared Soares. Round out your top 4, Jared Soares. Looks like they're all kind of running the same lane as your top 4 right now.
The neat thing is on this, Joe, is in years past, that lane would be right down on against the tires, and they'd all run just the bottom feed. And here they're running too wide. Right now it's to the south end of the racetrack, north end of the racetrack, and they're running high and low. They have multiple grooves to race in.
Yeah, for sure. And that just goes along to show, like with our
Mackenzie Newton, real quick, sorry to interrupt you, but she's leaving the racetrack once again, having trouble with the 17N.
Oh yeah, but that just goes to show along with our track crew. They're amazing here at Antioch Speedway and doing a great job on the track. As Jacob Tuttle continues to lead over Bob Newberry, and it looks like Soares is going to try to get in the inside. He's not going to be able to do it. Dylan Bloomfield in third position. Jared Soares searching. He moves up to the high side now. Dylan Bloomfield drops down to the inside. These guys just doing battle.
Battle for third into turn number 3. Jared Soares looking for it. Dylan
and like
Bloomfield
I said,
has it.
Here comes DJ Johnson as the yellow flag comes out.
One car sitting up on the high side in turn number 2. That looks to be I believe that's the 5 car of Cami Costa out of Waini, Hawaii. And yes, that is the 5 car. So that is Cami Costa out of Hawaii.
As our first caution comes out, and like I said, the 33 DJ making moves as he already moves up 4 positions, sitting in the, I don't know if they're going to score him 5th or 6th right now. Looks like he's going to get scored in the 5th position, but he's making moves, still with 12 laps to go.
Started in the 9th spot. Correct me if I'm wrong, but this is our first yellow flag in the main event tonight.
I believe you're correct, yes. First caution in the main event.
Not a big issue over there either. Cami Costa just coming to a stop on the high side there in that 5 car. Rex Hutchinson Racing Engine sponsored 5 car. Got a tire we got to push in. Looks like he may have caught that tire, or tire got pushed out on the front straightaway, or on the turn number 1 anyway. So our lineup looks like this. We got Jacob Tuttle on the lead in the 69 car. Bob Newberry second, Dylan Bloomfield third, Jared Soares fourth, fifth DJ Johnson, sixth Dan Connerman, seventh is the Daniel Whitney car, eighth is Ryan Silverling, ninth is the 50 car of Tony Bernard, 10th is the 551 of Angelic Bell, 11th is Roy Fisher, 12th it's Jeff Scotto, and at the back of the pack, our reason for our yellow flag, Cami Costa.
Here comes Jacob Tuttle. Green flag's out, Jacob Tuttle. And it looks like Bob Newberry's going to try to slide in there, but no. And he might get swooped up by Dylan Bloomfield, and he does down the back straightaway. Dylan Bloomfield.
So earlier this year, I interviewed these two, and Newberry's kind of a mentor of Bloomfield.
And DJ Johnson just rails around Jared Soares, but looks like Jared Soares is possibly going to get the position. No, he does. Oh, yes, he does. He holds off. They're going to drag down the back straightaway. DJ Johnson is going to end up taking that position from Jared Soares.
Newberry got back around Bloomfield, and here comes Soares. DJ Johnson side by side with Bloomfield. The 233s touch, their wheels touch, going off turn number 2. Down the back straightaway into turn number 3. DJ Johnson goes high this time. Slide job for Bloomfield. Johnson cuts low, side by side down the front straightaway. Johnson once again goes high. He's got Jared Soares coming up on his backside.
DJ Johnson just acting like a menace on the racetrack right now, just sliding left and right as he's searching for something to get around Dylan Bloomfield. Your best battle on the track right now.
That battle for third goes down to turn number 1, side by side, coming up off turn number 2. Kick up some dirt on the exit of turn number 2. Bloomfield gets down into turn number 3 with DJ Johnson. Johnson does a slide job. Bloomfield tries to cross over. Not close enough. Give it to Johnson. He takes up that third spot. Now he sets his sights on Newberry.
He sets his sights on Newberry, and I think he has something for him. With 8 laps to go, can he get up front? Can DJ Johnson get up there and battle with Jacob Tuttle as he's searching for something around Bob Newberry?
Not able to do it underneath him as he comes up off turn number 2. He looked low, but Bob Newberry shut the door going into turn number 3. Newberry up over the cushion, opens up the door. DJ Johnson on his inside. He takes over second. He sets his sights on that 69 of Jacob Tuttle. Newberry tries to get back underneath him, but not close.
Our leader, pulls into the infield. I seen smoke coming out of the rear end.
Newberry slides into 3. He climbs on top of DJ Johnson. Yellow flag in the air.
Oh, boy.
Bob Newberry bonsai'd into turn number 3. They touched, wheels touched, and Newberry's car hopped up on the front end of DJ Johnson.
Tuttle breaks, and Newberry takes out Johnson. Oh, man. What a heartbreak. Heartbreak because DJ Johnson was making his way up to the field. It looks like he had it.
On the point now, 14-year-old Dylan Bloomfield.
Like they say in racing, you don't always have to be good, but just lucky sometimes.
Waiting to see if those cars can get refired. Right now, they're still got to get separated.
Also in turn 2, we have looks like another spin possibly.
That is... Trying to see, I think that's the 551 of Angelica Bell.
Yeah, I believe so.
Getting a push over there in turn number 2. Get out the spectacle here. That car getting pushed to the infield. That is the 5 car. I'm sorry, that is Cami Costa. That car losing fire in the engine. So that happened. Bob Newberry dives into turn number 3 underneath DJ Johnson. Slides up the hill, they touch, they spin, they touch again, the wheels touch, and Bob Newberry's rear end hops up on the front end of DJ Johnson, and those 2 cars are trying to get separated, and that puts Dylan Bloomfield on the point.
Yeah, the slider that he threw, I don't know if he was just trying to scare him a little bit or I don't know, possibly.
Angelica Bell leaves the racetrack. She pulls off.
Possibly show him that he was still there, but yeah, it took both of them out in the equation, and it looks like Dylan Bloomfield now is going to hold on to that lead.
All right, Tim, did you get that on your camera? Missed that one. Bummer. That was a good one. That was a bonsai move into turn number 3.
That's what you call a no bueno slider, that right there.
So got the cone on the front straightaway, just in case you're not familiar with that. The cone on the front straightaway means it comes out underneath the flagman. And you cannot pull out to pass or hit that cone. If you pull out the pass before you pass the cone or hit the cone or go under the cone, you lose 2 spots at the next flag.
Yeah, for sure. So it's going to be a 6-lap shootout, possibly between Dylan Bloomfield and Jared Soares. Jared Soares already has 1 win tonight in his BCRA midget. Let's see if he can take home another trophy.
Waiting to get these cars rolled off. Got DJ Johnson and Bob Newberry separated. Looks like Newberry might be getting put on the hook.
Let's see if he's
waiting to see.
Take it to the pits, or is he going to continue on?
DJ Johnson getting pushed.
Yeah, he's going out.
All right, so Newberry's not on the hook. Sounds like DJ's got issues. He might be done. Waiting to see if Newberry can roll away. That last lap of 15:36 on the stopwatch, 87.891 miles an hour. Thanks for tuning in, folks, to the Antioch Speedway TV. I'm Wiley Wade. He's Joe Peterson. We are your broadcast team, live and direct from Antioch Speedway. If you're not familiar with Antioch Speedway, we are about 40 miles to the northeast of San Francisco, California. We're what's called the East Bay, Antioch, California. We are at the Contra Costa County Fairgrounds. That's where Antioch Speedway is located.
Yeah, and we're having a thriller of a main event here in our sprint car feature.
Looks like Newberry does get pushed away and refired, so hopefully
he's going to be able to continue.
Going to be able to continue. So, Dylan Bloomfield. So I'm going to say, at one point when he lost the position to DJ Johnson, he would have been better off higher instead of entering turn number 3 on that low side. But DJ was outside him. So let's see how he handles this restart. Is he going to go low? Because last time out, when he lost the lead and lost to DJ Johnson, he made that mistake. He went in low, and DJ got him on the high side when the high side was a faster. So we'll see what happens here as we're getting set to go green flag racing.
Also, let's not forget that we have Daniel Ridley right behind them, just barely inches away from a heat race win tonight against DJ Johnson.
Yeah, Whitley kind of beat himself there, didn't he? Making that mistake up there in turn number 3.
Yeah, for sure. It cost him a heat race win.
Waiting, need a push truck over. Sounds like DJ Johnson is going to get pushed back out, so he was not the cause, although he was involved in the wreck. It was the cause is being credited to Bob Newberry. He does get a little time, and we do have to send a push truck back to get him refired. So don't forget, next Saturday night, we're going racing again. That's right, each and every Saturday night from now until the end of October before we take a break, which is kind of cool because, you know, it is coronavirus time, and we're able to do something anyway. So next week, it is the Hetrick Memorial Race. Renamed from the Jerry Hetrick Memorial Race after Mary Ann passed away this past Monday. Thoughts and prayers out to the Hetrick family. So it has been renamed Hetrick Memorial in memory of both Jerry and Mary Ann. It will involve the IMCA Modifieds, who are currently down in Bakersfield for the California IMCA Speed Week. 6th and final race of Speed Weeks. The IMCA Sport Modifieds will be here. The Hobby Stocks will be back. Again, the Jay's Mobile Welding Hobby Stocks not going anywhere if you're just tuning in. There were some rumors that they were going to be dropped from our racetrack next year. Not happening. They will be here. They are one of our strongest classes, and it would be insane to let them get away. So the Hobby Stocks, the Jay's Mobile Welding Hobby Stocks, will be here next Saturday. And an up-and-coming division, the one we're building up, the one that can now win cash. And normally the mini stocks 4-bangers at most tracks is just a trophy track. Well, now we have decided we want to help encourage. We want to get people out here into 4-bangers, so we are offering cash prizes for the top 3 positions. Next week, as long as we have 5 or more cars, next week, thanks to Bob and Kelly and Quality Aero Maintenance, they're throwing $100 at the winner. Chad and Tina have offered $75 for second, $50 for third, and $25 for fourth. So get your four bangers out here next week here at Antioch Speedway. Lights out, we're going green flag racing. Dylan Bloomfield, can he hold on for 6 laps and take home his first career win? That would be awesome in this 14-year-old.
Dylan Bloomfield on the loud pedal, and he gets a little jump on Jared Soares as he drops down to the inside of the field. Daniel Ridley pressuring Jared Soares. Dylan Bloomfield jumps to that cushion.
Here comes Whitley underneath Soares. Battle for second coming up off turn number 4. Down into turn number 1. Bloomfield comes lower this time. Soares is about a half a car length back, but he's got to worry about that 6 car of Whitley.
Oh, Jared Soares tries to throw it in on him, but no. Still, Dylan Bloomfield holds him off with 4 laps to go.
Going down the front straightaway to turn number 1. Dylan Bloomfield now stretching it out just a little bit through turns 1 and 2. Soares has a problem. He slows, had trouble coming up off turn number 2, gets down the back straightaway fast, but he's got Whitley on his inside coming up off 4.
And Dylan Bloomfield's going to pull a little bit on those two, battling for second. That's going to slow both of those guys down. And it looks like Dylan Bloomfield coming to 2 laps to go.
Bloomfield stretching it out. He's now got a half a straightaway lead over second place Jared Soares. Can he hold on? A lap and a half to go. Bloomfield, 14-year-old, into turn number 3. He wasn't even going to race this year. He was just going to practice that thing. Check out our interview we did with him. White flag is out one more time around.
White flag's out for the kid, Dylan Bloomfield, as he gets out of turn 2 and he pulls into turn 3 on the cushion. Going into turn 4. Checker flag for Dylan Bloomfield.
2 cars that stopped up at turn number 2. Yellow checkered is out. Jeff Scotto, and I believe that is a 50 car of Tony Bernard up there at turn number 2. But Dylan Bloomfield with the win. What a race for the 14-year-old. I'm going to head on down for victory lane. As he gets pushed around. Climbing out, ladies and gentlemen, give it up, 14-year-old Dylan Bloomfield.
There you go. I'm glad I was here.
Climbing down off the race car. Here comes Dad.
That was a tough one, huh? We're a little bit freaking off. Woo! Good job, buddy.
I'm glad I was here.
Yeah, I'm glad I was too, man. Our home track, first win.
Getting the helmet off. Head sock off. Getting the arm strapped off. We're going to have to step out from behind the car so we can be seen on TV. Dylan, you and I have talked a number of times this year, and we talked earlier on Facebook Live, and you said that you weren't even originally, your dad or you said you weren't even originally going to race this year, you were just going to practice.
Yeah, man, it's been a fantastic year, and at the beginning, man, we were like, okay, well, he's doing pretty good, and then my car owner told me, I think you guys need to sell those micro sprints and get into this thing, and man, I've worked my butt off, and my parents have, and it's gotten me to this point, and it's pretty awesome. I can't thank them enough.
So you've had a third place down in Ocean Speedway. You came back here.
Pedaling
Petaluma, I'm sorry, Petaluma. Came back here, finished second, and we said, all right, next one's number one, right?
Yep.
And here you are tonight in victory lane, and it wasn't handed to you. You had to hold off Jared Soares and some others. You had to work your way. Tell us about holding them off there at the end of the last race.
Yeah, I mean, I knew Jarrett was pretty fast, and I could see him there for a while. And my dad, I mean, I just started seeing the groove coming in too, and my dad was kind of helping me out, and yeah, it's pretty awesome. I knew DJ and all those guys up in front of me were faster than me, and sucks for Tuttle. He was going very good out there, but yeah.
So some of the stuff we talked about earlier this year is your mentor, Bob Newberry, has been helping you out. You're both sponsored by Air One, of course. And you had a nice battle with him at one point earlier in the race as well.
Yeah, we did. It was fun. I kind of threw him a slider. It was I seen him kind of check up a little bit, but I mean, I just couldn't stop. But I got to thank Antioch Speedway. The track was awesome tonight. My mom, my dad, Willie, Sue, Aunt Jody for coming out and supporting me. My grandpa, Air One, just everyone that helps me and supports me. I really appreciate it.
Dylan Bloomfield, congratulations. Your first career wingless sprint car win. It's not your last, I guarantee you. Great run tonight. You earned it, and look forward to seeing you back out here later this year.
Yeah, thank you.
All right, Dad. Okay, so how are your nerves the last 6 laps?
Oh, man. He's asking me what to do from the sidelines, and I'm like, I don't know. You're the race car driver.
So there's 2 more wheels than what you're used to racing, right?
Yeah. So I kept trying to get him on the 2 wheels all the time, and he says that's not right.
So we talked earlier tonight, and you had said that he wasn't even going to race this year. He's just going to practice, and the way he practiced worked out, and here he is, victory lane.
Yeah. We were racing the micros. That's the plan for this year, and we went out and practiced a few times with this, and Chris Magoon helped us out with this, and so he was like, hey, he's driving that thing way too good to like put a whole year away, and not race it. So shoot, man, all these guys are helping us out and getting us here, and all we have, we get to have all the fun. So it's been an awesome year, and we can't wait to race again now, right?
Absolutely.
Well, we want to race tomorrow or later on again.
All right, congratulations, and Dylan Bloomfield, winner of tonight's wingless sprint car main event. Joe, I'll tell you what a race. Great racing action all night long. This racetrack was in awesome condition.
Yeah, for surely it was a blast. Like I said, watching that last feature in the sprint cars with the kid getting the win, man, I can't say I'm stoked for you, little buddy. Dylan Bloomfield, you did one heck of a job, and great racing tonight all around.
Joe Peterson upstairs. I'm Wiley Wade. This is going to do it for tonight's broadcast. Next week, don't forget, we got more racing action for you. It's a Hetrick Memorial Race. The IMCA Modifieds are here. IMCA Sport Modifieds, the Jay's Mobile Welding Hobby Stocks will be here in the Valley Four Bangers. Folks, it is going to be another exciting, fun-filled evening of racing here at Antioch Speedway. You don't want to miss it. Be right where you are right now. That is on Antioch Speedway TV. I'm Wiley Wade for Joe Peterson. Until next week, keep an eye out for our Wiley's Race Report and other reports coming up. I'm Wiley Wade. Good night, everybody.